announcement has been paid for by Casey is Raw.
All right, can you guys hear me now? Let's see if.
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, thank God. I don't know what the fuck happened. So let's start this bitch over again. My name is Casey is Raw. This is MK3 Kratos. Welcome to
Well,
Saturday. Welcome to Saturday is Raw. Sorry about that. I wanted to start earlier, but let's say hi to some of the people in the chat. We got Costanza saying I'm done. We got Mikhail. We got Bam. That's how I knew that my audio wasn't working. I wasn't 100% sure if he was screwing with me or not, but I also couldn't hear uh, Kratos.
I muted myself
So,
because I typed it in the StreamYard chat that I heard nothing on your end.
oh, okay. So, sorry about that. At least we got it up and going now. Um,
Mhm.
Hopefully, we can finally fix this problem. What's weird is that, oh shit, we got someone who you don't ever see that often. We got Gorilla Strong in the chat. What's up, Gorilla Strong? How's it
What's up,
going,
Gorilla?
man? So, before we start this, well, let's go ahead and talk about the Vince McMahon situation. I don't know if we were. God dang, it keeps on bringing Gorilla back up, but uh, what? Now, this past week or so, like week in the 2 weeks almost, it's been crazy. Ever since Raw is going to be moving to Netflix in January of
Mhm.
next
Yep.
year, and now it's like, oh, you figured that be the biggest news for a while, and then you heard about being on the board of directors, and then
Hmm.
like 2 days later, all hell broke loose with the Vince McMahon thing,
Yep.
where it's the sex trap thing. Well, the person who first came out with the whole anonymous letter. I mean, I'm not saying it was her, but I mean, someone knew something to send that anonymous letter to WWE about the whole uh, sexual escapades that Vince has been doing.
Yeah.
But it was the same person who came back and sued Vince and John Laurinaitis. Well,
Mm.
uh, now John Laurinaitis is claiming himself being a victim of Vince McMahon. I'm like, well, I don't know if he can really claim that. I mean, like
You can't.
he no,
You
I agree.
cannot.
I don't think you can because I mean, what did he force him to have sex with this woman? Like your job is dependent on it if you don't fuck her. I mean, it's kind of
Jesus.
like the whole thing with people saying that what
Nothing.
I think oh the whole thing with Brock Lesnar being outed because he talked to this woman. You know, there was I don't know why Lesnar is getting so much hate right now when he really didn't do anything. I mean, he didn't have
Other than
sex with
receive
this
a
woman.
video from her,
Yeah, that's it. I'm like, she didn't have to make that, by the way. She could have
the
not
one
did
that
it.
demanded the video from her,
Yeah.
because
And
Vince
there's
was told Brock allegedly that she would do anything you tell her to do,
mm,
and he asked her to do that, and she
eh,
did it.
yeah. Well, here's the thing. They're saying that. they were using her as a bargaining piece as the part of his uh contract for Brock. I'm like I guarantee you that is not true. Come on, that bargaining chip that she, unless they're like, hey, this is off the side deal. You can fuck this one woman that I've been fucking. Like she'll do anything you want. Like I'm not tearing her down, but I'm still saying this woman is not 100% innocent. I mean, you don't come
I
into
got a
this
couple of people who think that as well in my camps.
that it's wrong.
No, that she's not innocent in the whole
Oh
thing.
no, I mean, dude, she received a lot of stuff. I
Hmm.
mean, she got a job, uh, big time job. I mean, I think she was making twice the much I'm making the first year. She was only making 75,000 a year. I'm probably a little bit more than half of that, but when she's really not doing nothing in the corporate building. We got Johnny Mayweather in the chat. Welcome.
What's up, man?
Say,
Yeah, go
he's going
Niners
for
at
the
this
nine.
fucking point. He's a. I'm saying go Niners at this damn point.
Uh,
Fuck him.
Either way, I'm okay. I like both teams, so I have no hatred for either way. I'm kind of rooting for Kansas City a little bit more, but I'm okay either way.
All right.
But she aren't like Bam brought this up where Vince didn't pay the full amount that he uh, she she was owed. Well, honestly, if he wouldn't just paid the rest of the money, we wouldn't be hearing about this. He would still be on the board. I I think TKO knew this was going to happen. I mean, 2 days before this whole thing broke loose, The Rock has just happened to be on the board afterwards. I
Well,
mean, what's
here's the
the
thing. Here's the thing. Netflix said if this came out a week ago, a week
yeah.
before their deal, they would never have signed that deal.
No, they would probably use it to lower the bid on it, you know?
No, they wouldn't have signed it in general. Period. They would have never signed it with signed Raw to Netflix if this came out a week prior to the deal being announced.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't blame them, but the thing is, now he's no longer in power. I mean, he cannot pull the same stunt he did a year or two ago, where he forced himself back into power. He cannot do this time. He doesn't have that. Once he sold the company,
Hmm.
he didn't have the majority stock.
He had
He
12%
didn't have.
voting power and 12% stock, according to Brandon Thurston.
Mhm. So he didn't have that power at this time to strong arm himself back into power. So
Hmm.
it's kind of like if you look at the Slim Jim ad that the sponsorship was pulled when before Vince resigned, and the when he resigned, they resumed their sponsorship.
Yeah.
Uh, so Netflix should be more okay, but there's more just Vince. I mean, obviously, we got John Laurinaitis. You got the whole thing. They said, pretty much pointed out Brock Lesnar, even though I don't think Brock Lesnar really did anything.
Hmm.
Bam asked, "How much did you pay for in NDA?" But
Some of those NDAs were signed without WWE's knowledge as well, according to a report to the
yeah,
Wall Street.
Gorilla Strong says Triple H doesn't look good either. He knew what Vince was doing.
I doubt that.
I'm sure he pretty.
Even if he was his father-in-law, I doubt that highly. I doubt he knew he
Yeah, I
was
agree.
doing all of this. I mean, he admitted he didn't even read the lawsuit at the press conference.
Well, that's
I
what he says. I'm sure he knows the gist of it. Like,
Mhm.
how do you become a big time executive? You hear about the chairman pretty much being in trouble. You would know some information. Then, oh, I didn't read it. AG is like, why is Vince done? Well, I mean, well, one, he's resigned. That's one thing. Two, the reason is because he has that huge oh god,
Allegations.
sex track. Yeah, it's the sex allegation, and it just he does not look good. Like Kratos said that if it's a week before, Netflix wouldn't sign this deal. I mean, think about it. All this happened inside a week. I mean, first you got the
Yep.
Netflix deal, then the same day you had Rock join the board of directors. We got another person on the call. We got the Rose. Welcome, Rose.
What's up? I was on the
Stuff
phone.
grows.
What's going on, guys?
Welcome.
Of course, as
We're
soon as I
just
get on
talking
here, my
about the
fucking
whole.
dog's going ape shit.
It's okay.
Am I
Well, we're talking
causing
about
an
the
echo or
whole
no?
Vince.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
No, you're fine.
Shut
Well,
up!
we're talking about if you look on, if you see what's on the picture on the screen is with the whole thing with the Vince McMahon thing. I find it's funny that your window is separating the two Vinces. But
on
but
the
honestly,
screen.
yeah. But it's just crazy this whole thing that's happened in this past week. I mean, with like I said, the Netflix deal, then The Rock joins, then like 2 days later, Vince had this whole lawsuit on him,
Yep.
and
And he's now under federal investigation as of yesterday, Friday.
I heard he was under federal investigation since last summer because I heard
that'd be interesting.
No,
they
these recent
they
allegations
requested
have him under federal
Mhm.
investigation.
because I know they were subpoenaing him for his like documentation and relative information and stuff to the other stuff he was being called out on. So I thought he
Mhm.
was already under a federal investigation for that.
No, it's only for the recent
I'm
one that
sure
he's under federal investigation for.
well, that's like he said, they executed a search warrant at his
Gorilla Strong, what's
mansion.
up? I haven't seen that name in a while.
That I know he pops up every once in a while, but like he said, like Gorilla Strong said that Vince stopped paying on the NDA. That was the crook of the case. I mean, we would not be having this discussion right now if he just didn't pay her money. I'm like, the thing is, I
Yeah,
got a feeling
there's, e-
not only she. Go ahead.
there's a supposedly people outside of WWE who knew about this as well. Well, about all the allegations, including someone who's friends with someone on the employee list of the corporate.
Uh,
I think we
did I
lost
lose him?
Kratos. It sounded like it. Like he
I
stopped talking like midway.
Yeah.
through.
No. I had turned off my Wi-Fi on my phone. That's all. I'm
Ah.
sorry. Turn off the Wi-Fi on my phone. That's all. But Vince, someone in the company knew everything and told his good buddy of his, that doesn't even work for him. Bam says he paid only
Well,
half. Yeah, that sounds about right. It
Well,
sounds
I
like
was
No, he didn't
listening
even
to
pay half.
Don
He paid
Tony. He was
He paid a
going
third of it.
through the. Yeah, he paid a third of it.
He was supposed to pay $3
But
million. He paid
I
$1
was
million.
listening to Don Tony. Don Tony went through. Yeah, but I was listening to Don Tony, and it was crazy. He was pretty much almost going through the lawsuit and bringing up some crazy ass shit. They were saying how many executives had sex with this woman, and then the therapist did too. I'm like, oh my god! And you figure with all these people, I mean, if it was narrowed down to Vince and John Laurinaitis, I don't think we would heard this. But or she told someone, obviously, you know. It was
more than
between
likely.
whoever knew happened or she told someone, and that's how the whole anonymous letter started. But
Mhm.
I'm feeling not only she's probably going to get her other $2 million, they're probably going to have to pay her a lot more than that. I wouldn't doubt they'll probably pay her like $5 million on top of that.
Well, she's
Now
gonna
the key
be.
factor is
look, like he done some crazy shit.
Well, you know damn
Go
well
ahead.
TKO, if they're gonna settle, they're gonna look to settle out of court.
definitely, but I think they are gonna take this to court, assuming that Vince does end up doing jail time. If she wants Vince, because all she stated was that all she wants is a public apology from Vince McMahon. And everyone knows she'll never get that. If it comes from his publicist, it won't be sincere enough. It has to come from his fucking mouth to her.
If I was her, I would want an apology from everyone involved,
Exactly.
even though he was the mastermind.
Nikki Bella was made a post at some point on Instagram on her Instagram story saying like she and her family are shocked and something shocked and disheartened by the allegations. Shocked and disgusted.
Is that
Sorry.
wrong there, Casey?
I'm. Oh, it sounded like it kept on breaking up a little bit, but I'm gonna agree with Gorilla Strong. I find it kind of interesting where Stephanie was coming. She left, then came back, and then left again. Like you figure she would never leave that company. Yeah, her husband had a heart attack, or he was having major heart issues, but then she resigns pretty much right after he recovered. And you figure she would take like a leave of I think originally she took a leave of absence, and then she came back like a couple weeks later when Vince had to step down for the first time. Then she became back
co-CEO,
and then Vince armed. Yeah, and then Vince strong armed himself into the position again, and then she was like, "I'm done. I don't want to deal with this bullshit anymore."
Well, not only that, but now that Triple H is the head of the WWE for the most part, and Vince with all these freaking allegations and everything ongoing, someone's got to watch her kids.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, Grandma and Grandpa aren't going to be doing it fucking full time.
I'm going to agree with Gorilla Strong. I don't see it going to trial, though. I mean, I'll bet money that they're probably not. I think if I was WWE or TKO, I would offer the $2 million back, and then just give her $5 million just to say, let's just settle this now so we can get this done and over with.
I mean,
it would look the best on TKO if they did that, because you got to think in the shareholders, eyes. TKO is a new company. They just started up not too long ago last year, even though they're a merger of, UFC, WWE, and Endeavor.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
One company, but technically TKO is still like pretty new in the eyes of the shareholders. So you got to think
Mhm.
if this goes to trial, it ain't going to look good for them.
Nope.
No, but you really got to try. If I was TKO, I would try to sweep this under the rug as fast as possible. Even though the
In
guy's
the
no longer.
world of social media, everyone's gonna try do everything in their power to make sure even the newer generations for years on remember this case potentially.
Do you guys know who the YouTube channel Slat Rock Wrestling is, or no?
No.
That sounds familiar.
They
I would
put out
say-
a video. They put out like wrestling news videos, like not exactly every day, but pretty close to every day.
Yeah.
They said they were trying to insinuate in their video today. They were trying to insinuate that Triple H might have known about this and just like overlooked it and just let Vince do what he wants. And they're trying to say that his legacy is going to be tarnished too, if that's the case, which is true.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe. Well, I mean, I think. See, the thing is, I think like Gorilla Strong bring up about Stephanie. I'm wondering, he already pretty much recovered from the heart issue, but then why would she take a leave of absence after that? Then, I mean, I don't know. I'm wondering how much she really did know, but did Vince did the lawyers tell her that hey, he's going to go through some shit, and she was like, you know what,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to sell this fucking company, and I got my millions and millions of dollars. He has his millions of dollars, so let's just get out of this now.
Yeah.
You figure, and Triple H. Some people are against Triple H right now. If I'm thinking,
Well, after
Triple
last
H,
night, can you blame them? Cody got kind of fucking robbed in a way.
well, that's
He
the
had to
Rock,
give
though.
he had to give his match to The Rock, and apparently Creative didn't want to do it.
Yeah, there was a report that came out that Dwayne strong-armed his way into that Mania match. Because that wasn't the plan going after Monday. Going into SmackDown, that became the new plan.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of things changed. I mean, the whole thing with CM Punk getting injured again at the Royal
They're
Rumble.
using that as an excuse. Dwayne strong-armed his way, and he's using like someone he had try to help him with Black Adam and help him get Black Adam as a standalone franchise in the MCU, and look how that went.
DCU, not MCU.
But either way, he tried to get it as a standalone franchise in the DCEU, and that didn't go well. Either.
Yeah, the movie
He got
bombed,
someone
big
with
time.
him that he tried to go over the heads of DC for that, for to help with this story.
I'm
Let me
just
ask you
wondering,
this,
what are you guys' opinion on this?
Since The Rock
What's
is
your opinion on
strong-arming
this
himself,
comment?
since The Rock is strong-arming himself into this shit, do you think he's going to strong-arm himself into beating Roman at WrestleMania, or do you think Roman's going to go over now?
I think Roman's definitely going over.
Yeah,
because Roman just buried Seth in the other company by calling it the Losers Bracket Championship.
See, the thing is, I don't think Rock he can't wrestle that long. I mean, he get gassed real quick.
Now unless he's been training outside of movies. He hasn't taken a really decent movie role in a while. He's been doing a lot of voiceover work.
If you looked at him Friday, he's still in good shape, but he's not as stacked as he was 10 years ago when he was starting to do those Fast and the Furious movies. He ain't as like steroided up. He's kind of like, when Hogan went off steroids and he got all skinny. That's what kind
He
of
claimed it was
is.
for speed and agility, but everyone knew why. Hogan
But
claims more agility and stamina. I'm like, bullshit.
yeah, but The Rock wasn't as like muscle on top of muscle like he was before. Like he's not there anymore. Plus, I mean, shoot, he's got to be heading towards later 50s. Maybe that's what I'm thinking
He's in his
about.
50s, I
How old?
believe. Isn't he in his 50s?
I think so.
But I don't see him winning the belt at WrestleMania.
I'm just tired of seeing Roman win. At this point, I don't care who wins.
Uh-huh.
And also, I
Some
called
fan-
it. I said the Damage Control was going to turn on Bailey, and I was right about that too. After she won the Rumble.
When I saw that, I was like, "Yep, Damage Control is breaking up." On the other stream I was on, I said it in that chat like Damage Control breakup confirmed. But other than that, like the men's rumble was so damn boring to me.
Yeah, the men's Rumble.
Well,
a lot of people say the women's Rumble was better.
Yeah, women's
I'm gonna
rumble
have to
was
stop.
good.
Hold
You have
on,
to do
I
what,
gotta
Casey?
stop the. I'm gonna have to stop the conversation right here and face this comment right here that is on the screen. I did not kill Carl Weathers, but
I
I'm
thought
gonna
we
have
were
to
done
still-
accusing you of killing of celebrities, Casey.
Yeah, Apollo Creed died the other day.
I thought he died yesterday.
Well, technically, if you think Apollo Creed died in Rocky IV, so I mean,
It's true. The
but-
Action Jackson died yesterday. Then Action Jackson died yesterday.
but I'm gonna have to still line. If he dies, he dies.
Oh,
So-
jeez.
I wish I can bring that gif of that, but I find it weird that yeah, they want to rope in the Rock. I mean, I'm thinking I can see why they're kind of doing it, but I think it's a bad move bringing the Rock in the face Roman right now but I think with everything that happened with CM Punk getting hurt, and we don't know how long Lesnar is going to be on the shelf. I honestly don't think he should have been canceled because he really didn't do anything. I can understand not putting him in the Royal
Other than
Rumble.
except the video involving you know what.
Her getting pissed on. No. Actually, she was taking a piss.
Yeah,
she was
exactly.
taking a piss. But
yeah, that's
I
what
don't
he asked
understand
her to do.
who. I don't understand who likes to get off to that. To be honest with you,
people do that. I mean, shoot, who figured Vince likes to squat over someone's head and take a dump? Like,
yeah, I don't understand any of that kind of freaking that kind of play. To me, that's kind of gross.
It's always
No,
it's completely fucking gross. Completely fucking gross.
You know what?
It's kind of like a.
I think Gorilla Strong is kind of right on this. He saying that WWE had no say. The Rock coming in was a TKO move. I think that might be true.
Possible.
That's
I mean,
great.
how else is he gonna promote his new United Football League football program for spring football?
Oh, that's a great point. That is a very great point with the UFL. I mean, they really need to promote that. So I still wish they would move on with the original plan, having Cody versus Roman too. But
how much you want to bet they do that? But at Mania next year, title for title, World
Or
Heavyweight title versus Universal title. I'm like,
so then they're gonna unify a unified title. That makes a lot of sense.
exactly.
Oh, actually,
It doesn't
technically,
make sense.
if you think about it, the world heavyweight title is already unified with the universal title because you got to remember the WWE Championship became the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and then that belt got unified with the Universal Championship, and they just kind of made a brand new belt. I don't know if the legacy just starting brand new right there with. I'm assuming with Seth Rollins.
Yeah,
So
it's a
this is
brand
a
new
new.
title.
So let's say we unify those two belts, so there'll be technically two world championships underneath the same thing. Actually, it'd be the WWE title, big
Mhm.
gold, and then another big gold version, and then the Universal Championship. But
I can see. I don't think they're gonna wait for
I mean,
WrestleMania next year. I think they're gonna give it to him at
it's
SummerSlam.
possible, but
Should have did it at Mania.
I
That's
don't know.
just me.
I'll tell you right now, I can see this. I can see Cody if he doesn't get what he wants at some point this year. I can see him trying. I can see him walking out of the company and going back to AEW.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I think he's actually more happy with with WWE right now. I mean, dude, if you look what's going on with AEW behind the scenes, BW should be like safe haven right now. Like should be the wrestlers locker room, like all these other wrestlers, uh, um, coming back to the WWE after making their so. I'm wondering. AEW or their people. I mean, look all the drama that's been happening. So, like, we hadn't heard anything from CM Punk from the backstage drama in WWE yet.
CM Punk knows he has to be a
So,
good boy now because if
I
he
mean,
fucks
what do
up with
you guys think
WWE,
about
he ain't
that?
gonna wrestle anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And Fragile Phil can barely wrestle nowadays, anyways. Because every time he does, he gets hurt.
Let me be right back. Well, Rose, take over for a second. I'll be right back.
I mean, am I wrong, right, Kratos? Did I lose everybody?
I'm still here. I'm still here.
Yeah, I was asking you if I was wrong about Fragile Phil. Every time he wrestles, he gets hurt now.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Three injuries in his 2-year run in AEW. He comes back,
Mm-hmm.
wrestles one match in the Royal Rumble. He's not even in the match that long and tears his fucking tricep.
Mm-hmm.
And now who knows how long he's going to be out for? Probably at least 6 months, I'm going to say.
Yeah. But anyways, what I was saying was I was talking in a chat of someone else's stream. Someone says, I wonder what would happen if Punk mouthed off to Braun Breaker at the room backstage. I'm like, he probably would have got a Scott Steiner shoot headlock like Scott Steiner gave DDP in WCW.
Or he might have just got punched straight in the fucking mouth.
Well, it'll be interesting what they'll do with Braun Breaker since I guess he's joined SmackDown, isn't he?
Yo.
So, I mean, that'd be interesting.
He might join Raw. Tiffany Stratton is officially on SmackDown, though.
Yeah,
Oh,
Naomi's back on SmackDown.
Well, I mean, the whole thing
That
with
means Jade may be on Raw, if that's the case, even though she appeared on SmackDown.
I agree. I think she should be on Raw.
Because
Yeah,
then you have officially Jade versus Naya at Mania
oh,
out there.
that
I'm
might not.
hearing people. I'm hearing people in WWE are saying that Jade is still not ready up to what they want her to be yet.
Well,
Well,
no,
they had to get her to showcase something in the Rumble.
I can understand that. I mean, God, imagine Jade Cargill versus Nia Jax. Oh my God. I mean, one's like a rookie almost, and the other one's just reckless. So, like, God, you don't want.
Well, you're gonna be shocked when you hear this out of my mouth. JD said that Nia has been actually booked rather good since in this role that she's in right now. She's been booked very dominant, and she's been very good so far. I'm like,
Well,
I'm saying
she's
to
always.
myself, who
Oh, go ahead.
I was saying at first when he said that, like, I'm sorry, is this the same JD that buried Nia Jax for back in the pandemic era, or what?
She was always dominate. She would always squash people, but
Yeah, a little bit too much.
yeah, and then she would hurt people way too much. I mean,
Well, I can tell you right
but
now, Nia is going to be protected in that company for the rest of her career as long as The Rock is on board.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So will
that's a
Roman and
great
the
point.
Usos and Sokoa. They're all going to be protected under
You
him.
know what?
And then when they sign, all they're missing right now is like one of the rest of the Anoa'i family on the independent circuit.
Yeah,
Zilla Fatu and
what's his
Jacob
name?
Fatu.
What's his name? Joey Fatu or something? The one guy
Uh,
from
Oh, isn't he in
Jacob Fatu.
MLW?
Jacob
Yeah,
Fatu. Okay, I knew it
isn't
started
he?
with
There's
a J.
also Zilla Fatu, who's the son of Umaga.
Isn't he in MLW? I think.
I think Zilla left MLW.
Uh, I mean, I never watch MLW. I mean, there's
I
already too
mean,
many federations out there, anyways, to uh keep track. Anyways, I mean,
yeah.
I would love to
But
watch all of them.
other than that, Jacob Fatu, I think he's also related to the Usos as a brother, if I remember correctly. Savage Wolverine, the Samoan Wolverine, is what it was called. But I don't think
Hmm.
WWE will sign him because of his alleged ties to Yakuza as a bodyguard.
Oh, that's no good.
Now,
Well, I
like I
mean,
said,
right
these are
now,
alleged ties.
TKO. Well,
TKO is not going to
TKO
want
is
any
going to
more
be
controversy after this shit under their fucking belt. That's for sure.
Nope.
exactly. That's what I was about to bring up. Like right now, TKO is probably going to want to stay uh under the radar for right now, especially. I mean, what Kratos saying that Netflix. I know Netflix released a statement saying, you know, well,
They're
I
happy
didn't
with the
read
deal,
it.
but if the allegation, the statement said they were happy with the deal, but in the press conference, they said that those allegations came out a week to the announcement of the deal.
They would have.
A
They
week,
would have. They would have walked right.
exactly. They would have walked if those allegations came out a week before the deal was finalized and announced.
Uh,
This comes from the higher ups at that press conference about the announcement for Netflix, from Netflix themselves.
Terror Capture says, "Do you think they're going to take Vince content on
I mean,
Netflix in
you really can't
2025?"
because he's been involved in some like fucking major moments in WWE history.
Well,
Oh, and speaking of
honestly,
which, the WWE Network is being shut down at the end of the year.
Yeah, that we know for the rest of
yeah.
I
the
was
world.
letting
But
tour
then
capture know.
all the PLEs are going to go to Netflix internationally
Mm-hmm.
Well,
until the Peacock deal is up. Then they'll all be on Netflix around the entire world.
Yep.
I mean, well, we don't know about the Peacock deal. I mean, they can probably.
That ends at the end. I think that's up this year.
No, I think it's 2026. I think I read.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, that's what I heard too. But I mean, we don't know if they'll re-up for the streaming servers still. I think it'll look better for WWE moving it to Netflix because
yeah,
they have
here's
to be.
going like once the Peacock deal is over, all live PLEs are going to be on Netflix.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was
Oh
already
no,
part of
that's
the
what.
Netflix Raw deal.
Yeah, that was reported at the same time as the Raw deal.
But God, I was trying to. Oh, but do you guys consider? You've been hearing this whole thing where Vince is being Benoit. Do you think that's accurate?
He's been
Yes,
what?
Benoit,
Oh,
very accurate.
why do you say that though?
See, thing
Because
is,
they're
like,
erasing him from history, essentially.
Well, I mean, look at what the guy's done. Can you fucking
see,
blame them? I mean, he didn't murder his family
well,
and kill himself, but he still did some really bad shit.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but I still think, like, honestly, they're not gonna actively, talk about Vince. Yeah, I mean, really, going going forward, you really don't need to talk about Vince. But
They can't
I
erase
think,
him from everything that's happened, especially the Attitude Era and everything with Stone Cold and all that other shit. They can't erase that.
yeah,
They can't erase Vince out of that, or they have to erase Austin too.
Mm.
see, thing is,
They can
I
always do
think
it.
what
They
they,
can always do the same thing they did with Benoit. Remove all important timestamps of each moment that he was in, and promos and matches he had.
They can
That's
just
what
bury
the
it, make it harder to find. Yeah, but that's about it. All they can do, really.
yeah, just like the whole Benoit thing on the network currently, and Peacock.
oh shoot, we got Louis Money in the chat. Look at that. I hadn't seen him in here forever. What's up, man?
Hey, Louise, how's it going in Cronin's crap
Oh,
hole?
I haven't heard of that fucking name in a while either.
God dang it. Yeah. So let me get you guys' opinion. Vince in the Hall of Fame or no?
Hell
Fuck
no, not
no.
anymore.
Fuck
Not now.
no.
I
If he
would
come
say
out,
he still. I would say he still had a chance if these new allegations didn't come out
Oh,
last week.
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say that they won't do it until he passes away because
I doubt even
I
that
think.
will happen.
Well, the reason is why I'm bringing this up because you remember the whole Hogan situation when he did his
He had his
racist
whole Hall of Fame scrubbed away.
tirade
Yeah.
after having sex with Bubba the Love Sponge's ex-wife, I guess. But
No,
I mean,
Bubba the Love
they
Sponge had
suspended
sex with his
his.
ex-wife.
No, Hogan fucked his wife,
Oh.
and then
Maybe they
they
fucked each
have
other's wife. Maybe they did a wife swap and they filmed it.
of
Who knows?
Hogan. They probably
Hogan
did.
mentioned something about his
But
daughter saying
Hogan
talking
said
about
some.
Casey's connection's so bad he keeps
Well,
talking over
talking
everybody.
like how. Oh, I'll be right back. Let me.
Casey,
but
man, you need that home internet, brother.
I understand what he's saying. Like Hogan was scrubbed from the Hall of Fame and everything because he said the N word with the hard R in front of his daughter,
Yeah,
even
but
though it was recorded without his knowledge.
that's not as fucking bad as sex trafficking and basically raping a woman.
Mm-hmm. True.
I'm back. But
Very good.
I'm going to have to say this that I think once Vince dies, I think that's when they're going to do it because
I mean, look, they won't even put China in after
As
she
a
died
single.
because she did porn.
She won't
she's
even
in
be. She's in the Hall of Fame as
She's-
part of DX, not as a singles
And-
competitor.
I think they'll eventually do that, though. I think that's eventually they will. But
I mean,
I'm
the same way it
thinking-
could be said about like X-Pac. He's only in there because of DX, and he did.
Yeah, well,
and
he
he did
also
the porn with her.
he also did the porn with China, so that makes sense.
Yeah,
Well, here's the thing is, X-Pac's in there twice. He's in there in the NWO and in DX. So you want to
good
put him
point.
in there for the third time? Like, he
Fuck
doesn't need
that.
to be in there. But, like, I think Vince deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, but not right now. I mean, I would say
That's
maybe
like
give
asking.
him
That's like asking Martha to let Owen be in the Hall of Fame. She's not going to let it happen. That's
Well,
like
she
asking.
might now if Vince is
Well-
if she knows Vince isn't running the company anymore.
Still, I doubt it.
Oh, that's a great point. I mean, look in AEW. AEW does that tournament with Owen's memory behind it. I mean,
Mhm.
think about it. Vince is no longer in there. Shane and Stephanie and Linda, the whole McMahon family is not in there no more. It's owned by a completely
Triple
different.
H is only there, and he's only an extension of the family by marriage.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Did you guys ever? Did you guys
So-
ever see that one Instagram video that's been making the rounds about like certain like moments in WWE where like Stephanie is telling Vince and stuff that she did with like members of the company and she did it for him and shit like that. I'm like, and the caption of the video above says these moments did not age well. I'm like, yeah, they aged like fucking milk.
Well,
Bro,
yeah,
did you have
I mean,
an
there's a
Insta-
lot
if you have
of
an
times-
Instagram, I'll send it your way.
What did you say there, Kratos?
well, a lot of
If
stuff.
you have Instagram, I'll send it your way. I'll send you that exact video so you can see it yourself.
I mean,
Well,
do you need an Instagram
you said-
account just to watch, just to look at an Instagram post?
Usually, yeah.
Oh, you couldn't.
You can
just
send it to me, and I
like,
can see if I
Skype
can
or
look
something?
at it.
All right, I'll send it to you on Skype. Hold on, I'll send it to you on Skype.
I won't look at it this moment, but I'm about to
Yeah,
do
I got
something. I'm about to do something in Forza Horizon with my friend.
All right.
But yeah, that's why I'm actually not
But,
simulcasting with Casey because I was waiting for her.
But I still think that's possible. I'd say maybe give it 10 years because, I mean, Hogan was only out of the company for what, 3-4 years before they decided to put him back in the Hall of Fame and gladly bring him back in the WWE. So,
Yeah, but his
I mean-
situation wasn't as nearly as bad as Vince's situation. You'll be forgiven for saying the N
yeah,
word,
but
but
Hogan.
you'll be forgiven for saying the N
Go
word
ahead.
pretty quickly, but you really can't be forgiven for basically raping and sex trafficking another fucking human being. That's not right.
See, thing is, I mean, I think it depends until we hear what really happened. If this goes to trial and we find out,
It all
more
depends.
details,
If
what-
this, yeah, if TKO settles, then Vince is guilty, and they're just
Mhm.
trying to end it. If
Yeah.
it goes to trial and Vince somehow escapes,
No,
then
that-
then unfortunately we'll get him back in the company, which I don't know. I mean, I don't think people are going to look forward to that,
no,
regardless of the outcome.
no way. I think
Bam
Or-
said
I
Casey's
think
got to
he
beat
is-
his neighbor for bandwidth.
Or TKO might just tell Vince to stay. TKO might just tell Vince to stay away from the company, even if he is innocent, because they're not going to want to deal with any of this shit ever again.
Mm-mm.
no. There's no way.
I mean,
He's
you also
done.
have to remember Rita. You also have to remember Rita Chatterton. Everyone keeps forgetting about her.
Yeah.
I heard Tori Wilson spoke
Well-
out against Vince McMahon recently now, and
Yeah.
supposedly Janet's lawyer says that her inbox got flooded with a whole bunch of women that are now coming out against Vince.
Sable, I'm surprised she's even standing by with fucking Brock after everything she went through with fucking Vince. I'm surprised she hasn't dropped Brock like a bad habit at this fucking point. Because remember, she sued Vince for sexual harassment twice. Twice. Back in the day.
Well, Tex is saying it's not rape if she keeps coming back and was being paid. She's complicit in this too.
She was doing it against her will. She was doing things against her will, and she was. I mean, she was accepting the shit that Vince was giving her, like all those gifts.
Literally.
So I could see, but I see that's the only flaw in her case, really. She signed
the gifts she received.
She signed an NDA.
Those NDAs can.
So she couldn't speak up on it. But Vince didn't hold up his end of the agreement because he didn't pay the whole thing, and that's why she now came forward because she feels he beat her out of that $2 million.
Well, it's going to be interesting. I mean, it's not going to look good. I mean, gosh. I mean, now you're hearing stuff about there's allegations even against Shawn Michaels a little bit. I mean,
Shawn Michaels is only being accused of this because of his ties to Triple H. He's a party boy at heart.
No,
he was a party boy in the 90s at heart.
No, the allegation is coming from Brutus the Barber Beefcake, saying that him, for some stupid reason, he implicated himself as well. But he said him, Shawn Michaels, and Marty used to drug women and fuck them. So,
man, Brutus the Barber Beefcake need to focus on his facial reconstruction. Need to focus on keeping staying away from water skis at this point.
Are you saying
he needs to stay away from water skis? So shut the fuck up, Brutus.
It sounded like you were saying skeet, skeet, skeet.
No, I'm talking about. I was trying to say water skis. He had a water skiing accident that that pretty much blew his fucking face to smithereens.
Oh my god! Here's we got another guy, old school gamer. Hulk X also used to say Brutus and Hogan were ass fucking. I mean,
but either way,
I mean, wrestlers. I mean, you don't know what they're up to. I mean, they do drugs like cocaine. They'll do some.
Marty's getting his leg amputated. I doubt he's doing a damn thing drug related these days. Marty Jannetty's getting his fucked up leg amputated soon. So Brutus the Barber Beefcake really needs to shut the fuck up right now. The man's getting a leg cut off.
Well, I mean, I'm not hearing much about it. I heard a few things about Shawn Michaels. I mean, people are more focusing on the Vince situation than Shawn right now. Like,
see, I don't dive down the wrestling rabbit hole, so I didn't hear nothing about this Shawn thing.
I saw a video about it, but I didn't watch it because I knew he had to speak out on it. But either way, Brutus the Barber Beefcake needs to shut the fuck up and focus on his own life, especially his dying career. Honestly, and let's not forget he had a bag of cocaine at a train conductor job he had, and everyone thought it was a goddamn bomb. And he admitted doing drugs while running a train, operating a fucking train.
Yeah, because that's
fuck Brutus. Fuck Ed Leslie, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, whatever you fucking call yourself.
Well, honestly, like I'm not gonna take Brutus the Barber's Beefcake word for that, or Marty Jannetty. They're both well known as being partiers and drugged out of their mind and alcohol. So how
Yeah,
much?
but Marty was on Dark Side of the Ring. His leg was very fucked up in that episode
Yeah,
at the end.
well,
So
yeah,
the
but
fact that he's saying it's being amputated now after that episode aired, it's really
okay,
sad. It's
it
really
is
sad.
sad. It is sad, but I mean, I'm not gonna take their word for it. I'm like honestly, the same thing with I mean, Sean's more clean now, but he's done alcohol and drugs too. So, like, who
He had a
knows?
fanny pack full of cocaine in the 90s as WWF champion. That whole fanny pack was his cocaine, was his happy powder.
Oh my
Was
god!
that
Oh,
really what it was?
allegedly.
That's what everyone always said he had in that fanny pack was cocaine. Everyone always said that years later that he
Oh,
had the fanny pack he carried around when he was WWF champion in the mid to late 90s was full of cocaine.
Well, if that's the case, how would he get away with getting that through customs and shit and airport security all the time?
exactly.
TSA wasn't around
Exactly.
until after 9/11, as
No, that's not
far as I
true.
know.
They
They
no,
weren't
they had
enforcing it up until 9/11, maybe.
no.
Plus, you have to remember
See,
a lot of
no, there
wrestlers
you
traveled
still
by
had to go
car.
through a security check. Yeah, true, but if you're gonna fly around, like they still had security checks in airports even before 9/11. Like I remember one time before 9/11, I think we were flying my brother out
Mhm.
and I for me even to get into the airport, I still had to go through security check. So I had a fanny filled with candy.
Oh,
So I
Jesus.
would uh
You
before
sure it
I
was candy,
even
Casey?
go through security check, they ran my fanny pack through.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was candy.
You're cutting out bad.
Yeah, you are, bro.
But
Ooh, man, this is not good, Casey.
I mean, he's running on a hotspot. He probably used all his freaking data on it by now.
Jesus. Wow. Old school gamer said in the chat. Sonny said HBK met her by him pressing his boner on her ass. There's probably lots of sketchy stories about him back then.
I'm sure. I mean, weren't people like insinuating a lot that he was boning her back then with the whole.
I mean,
I know. I'm talking about besides the whole Sunny Days promo that was cut on
I'm
TV.
not talking about Sunny Days. There was actually a supposed segment where Sonny was getting finger blasted by Shawn Michaels before the one night only match with British Bulldog.
God dang.
You remember that backstage interview she did with him in One Night Only? The
No, I
pay-per-view?
don't. No.
It was aired and they were talking amongst themselves during the interview saying like something it won't fit down there. He's like, I'll make it fit. I'm like, what the fuck?
Old school gamer. See, the thing is, I'm not going to take Sunny's word for it either, because was a well known alcoholic and drug user as well. So,
But that came after
plus,
the alcohol came later in life, I thought. 'Cause she was even older than Chris Candido when they first met.
yeah, but honestly, a lot of these wrestlers, I mean, there's some I would take their word for it, but Sonny is not one of them either. So, like,
Yeah.
like, I'm sorry, she said she fucked Dolph Ziggler and had a kind of picture of him laying in bed. So
I
I'm
bet you
still
she
not going
grabbed
to take
that
her
somewhere
word
off of
for it.
Twitter. I bet you she grabbed that off of Twitter because I don't believe that worth a damn either. Either
But
way, Sunny is a
I,
whole different can of worms in general. She's a whole can of worms in her own right.
Do you think she'll last that whole
well,
17-year prison sentence she has?
No,
no, no, she'll die in prison. She'll
she'll
die
Epstein
in prison.
herself. She'll Epstein
Oh,
herself in prison.
Jesus.
I wouldn't say that. I just think her health won't hold up. But
She
I'm not
knows that
wish.
the WWE is not going to be backing her alcohol funding anymore. So what else is she going to do when she gets out of
No,
jail? She's going to
no, don't.
Epstein herself in prison.
But
She's gonna have like the Aaron Hernandez situation where like someone's looking in the freaking challenge booth and saying, Sonny's feet did not hit the ground.
oh my god, that's fucked up.
At the
Oh,
review of the
but,
at the review of the play, Sonny's feet did not hit the ground.
but oh gosh, I was trying to think of something, but you threw me completely off. But oh gosh, no, I wouldn't take Sonny's word for it. But no, I don't see her surviving prison. But I don't want to say wish that bad on her like that. But let's see what's this one. I think we got a brand new person in the chat. Let's see, Mr.
Possibly.
Alex. The people who are defending Vince are saying the lady who and the lawsuit on Vince has a false memory syndrome. Uh, I do not know anything about that. I mean, I don't know about this woman's health. Um, I know she had some problems, but I mean, honestly, we know she worked for WWE. We know
She got
she
hired
had
after her
some
parents were in
type
bad
of
health.
yeah. Well, I think both of her parents were already dead, and she was about to lose her house. And
Mhm.
I don't know. But I don't hear. I never heard about. Hold on. She's saying that she has a false
The
memory
people
syndrome,
defending
or
Vince are saying she has false memory syndrome. People that are defending
because.
Vince are saying she has false memory syndrome. I'm sorry,
Well, it
unless
says
these people on Twitter are medical doctors, I don't know what false memory syndrome is at fucking all.
Sure, it's real. It
I
sounds
agree. I
real,
mean, I'm
but
not a doctor.
That's like saying know-it-all syndrome is real.
Well, we don't know what's out there. I'm sure there's a. Some people would say like a type of syndrome, but there's a better techno technical word for it. But they'll be like, old folks disease or whatever they call for. Like, God, I'm drawing a blank. Apparently, I have false memory syndrome right now.
no, you just have CRS. Can't remember shit.
Can't remember shit. But plus, I'm a little sweepy. Is this false memory syndrome is about discrediting the memory of victims who has been raped or abused. Wow. Oh, damn. Holy shit. Oh, so I'm thinking he's saying this is on Vince because right here it says indicated the lawsuit on Vince has a false memory syndrome. Well, he is what? How old is he now? I mean, some people were saying 74, but a couple years ago he said in Twitter he was 77, time to retire. So unless he aged,
He's going to be 80 soon. He's going to be 80 soon. Whoever said that Vince is 74 is a fucking idiot.
No, isn't he like 77 going on 78?
He's literally about to be 79 or 80.
That's what I was about to say, because I mean, in that tweet, I mean, I don't think Vince actually put that tweet up. I'm sure it was a freaking assistant. It's like, hey, put out a tweet saying, saying that I'm gonna retire. You know, I seriously don't think Vince is like going on Twitter and did that. You know, but everything I heard is like people were like, oh, he's 72, he's 74. Like, hold on. When he put that tweet out like 2 years ago, he was 77, so he aged backwards, apparently. So, or they got that age wrong. Or they got the age wrong. I mean, I can try.
His mother died at 99. He's almost 80, and his mother died when she was 99.
I'm gonna try to look it up. Hopefully, this does not fuck me up.
Hold on, I got it. I got it.
Because we gotta figure out his age now.
I got it. Hold on.
TSS says also doesn't.
He's 78. He's 78. Gonna be 79 this year.
Okay, so yeah, I figure he's heading to 80. I mean, people act like he's like lower 70s, but TSS says it also doesn't explain all the other allegations against him. At some point, some of these fans need to realize that not every claim can be BS. If he keeps getting into these lawsuits, no, I agree with that. I mean, but no, it's the same thing with Bill Cosby. Like how many? Like you had like 20 women accused him. So like, but
and at least most of them were lying through their fucking teeth.
From what I heard, that there was a up to 2019. There was a false memory syndrome foundation which shut down. The founders, Pete and Pamela, was afraid, were accused by their own daughter of Jennifer of rape and abuse. I hate to say that right now, because even though it's not going to hurt us because we're not monetized anyways, but god damn, that's just outrageous. But I appreciate Mr. Alex coming by. I mean, he's a new guy I've never seen before. Welcome. But, I mean, it's going to be interesting when we find out if this whole lawsuit does go to trial, if Vince does go criminally to court. I mean, I don't see him criminally going to court because, one, why wasn't he there beforehand? I mean, with all these other accusations now, I mean, why does it have to wait for the lawsuit before all this charge is being brought up? I mean, beforehand, I mean, if I guarantee a lot of this wouldn't happen if he just didn't pay the rest of the lawsuit. So, like, he ended up really screwing himself not paying the other $2 million. Like, and the thing is, there are other women that he paid out. So I'm wondering, I don't think we've seen the end of this. I think we're going to hear more about this in the coming weeks.
Yep.
I mean, shoot, like you saying that now he's federally being searched right now. I mean,
well, if the FBI is involved, then it doesn't matter. You know, then that becomes a federal case. That becomes a federal case now if the FBI is involved.
Yep.
I was watching Vince's lawsuit and so to say that Vince defenders have been disturbing when they just start using the false memory syndrome stuff. I never heard about this until you brought this up, but also
I had to look it up myself. The whole thing seems like it has credibility, but it's called confabulation. The medical term for it is confabulation. But even still, it's a little sketchy if that happened to the daughter of the foundation for it.
Damn. Well, I'm wondering where he's finding this because I've been following this stuff on YouTube about all
He
the
said he found this all on
the
Twitter,
lawsuit.
like it was being said on Twitter.
Oh, Twitter.
He said
Well, I
Vince
don't
are
really
defending him
follow.
on Twitter about it.
Oh, because I was thinking maybe this came through Reddit or something like that. Because I know people likes to follow stuff like this on Reddit. I don't think most people follow what people are saying on Twitter. I mean, because a lot of this stuff is like if you're gonna report on stuff, you figure you want to report it on YouTube or other means than going on X. You figure you do it on YouTube, but I don't know. Let's see what Tex has wrote right here. The moral of the McMahon story, boys and girls, is always pay your hookers in full.
Oh my God.
Well, I mean, I still say she's not 100% innocent, but I'm not gonna. Pretty much, I'm not going to victim shame her too. I definitely think she is some type of a victim, but how much of a victim are you when you have a job and all types of gifts and money? I don't know. There's a book that deals with false memory stuff where it's fully refuted that the book is called False Memories, Deception That Silenced Millions by Lynn Crook. Huh. I still never heard about this. I mean, there could be something about her. There could be something about Vince. I mean, look at Vince. I mean, I guarantee you that he's a sex addict. And when you're probably getting sex from all type of women, I mean, look at the point he got into it where he literally like took a shit on someone's head, on this woman's head. Like,
yep.
Like who figures like after having a threesome with her is like, you know what? I'm gonna go over and squat over your head and take a shit. Like why are you? To me, I'm like, I think is that something sexual, or you think that's something like showing his dominance over the woman?
Showing dominance.
Or is it something both?
Showing dominance.
Who? You think so?
Yeah.
I would never do that. I know people are into shit and piss play, so it doesn't. It just shocks me.
Let me tell you something. I don't understand. I don't understand these men that can look at a woman and say, "She can shit on my chest." Let me tell you something. I ain't never gonna look at no woman. I don't care if she's a 10 or a 20, and say that she can shit on my chest. No, thank you.
That's called a Cleveland steamer, and I'm the same way.
It's fucking disgusting, is what that is.
No, I agree. I mean, I had a buddy I went to school with, and anytime he would see a chick, he would. This is going to be disgusting. So, if you don't want to hear it, just go away for a split second. But my buddy from school would say when he sees a hot girl at the time, he would say that he would eat the corn out of her shit. I'm like, oh my god, that's disgusting.
I've heard that
Like,
phrase before.
yeah, but it's
I've
still
heard that phrase
disgusting.
before.
I
Yeah.
like, I just don't understand that. I mean, people are into crazy stuff. We know Tex is into some stuff that I'm not. I wouldn't say I just wouldn't be into, but I mean, it's way less than this. Let's just say that. I'd rather deal with what Tex deals sexually than what Vince is sexually into, because
Mhm.
aren't people likes to get pissed on. I'm like, what the fuck? Who honey? I know we just got done having sex, but I gotta pee on your head. I'm like, hold on, one. Where do you take a piss on her? Do you go in the bathroom so you don't have to mop it up, or just do it in the tub, or you piss on her on her kneeling on
Basically,
the
pulling R. Kelly.
carpet or on bed or on
What Vince McMahon basically
oh
did is prove that he's the old man version of the old R. Kelly, the old white R. Kelly. That's all he's proven with pissing and crapping on people.
mean,
Tex is calling us a couple pearl clutching church ladies. Oh, I think we're just not. We're. I would say we're vanilla, kind of like we're not into that stuff where, like, I'm. For me, when I'm in bed, I can't do anything. Like, I don't want to call the woman like a bitch or a slut in bed because that feels a little too degrading from my end.
Mm-hmm.
And
I would do that if she asked for it, but I wouldn't just say, "Yeah, you're my fucking slut." I'll bend over, you know. Now,
I'm
if
not that
if she wants
insane.
that
I'm
kind
not
of talk,
that
then
fucking
yeah, I'll
insane.
do it. But I wouldn't just do it just out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
oh, let's see what TSS has brought up. Oh,
I mean, as far,
Casey. Oh,
I mean, the only kind of fluids that I would allow a girl to do to me, eh, during the actions, I would let a girl come on me, which I know is a mixture of urination
well,
and a woman's happy juices, but that's about as far as I would go with that.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
No, I agree. I agree with that. Oh my god. I think we got Tex. We got to get you on here. I would love to get his opinion with this situation. He's such in the chat right now. I would love to get his opinion on this. But someone's gonna. Uh, yeah, yep. I
Well,
hate to
Rose,
say
I
it. I
think
think
someone's gonna
TSS.
clip you. I think someone's gonna clip you for that one comment you just made a few minutes, about a minute ago.
Which one, me or
Yeah,
Casey?
No, you. Look at TSS's comment.
That's fine. I mean, hey, everyone's got their kinks. I mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
actually pretty boring if we didn't, right?
Yeah.
oh yeah. I mean, just make it make. See, I mean,
I
if
mean,
you're
I've seen some fucked up shit on the internet over the years, but the one thing that's really fucked up is all these memes about like how a person's life went, like someone going the meme of someone about some guy about going from "I'll have her back before 10 p.m., sir," to now where he's saying your daughter calls me daddy now.
oh, well, I mean,
All because the guy hit the gym and shit.
if two parties are into that, fine. That's their that's their thing. They're not harming each other, you know. But let's say if he wants to shit on someone's head and they don't want to receive it, then that's wrong. But
Yeah.
But like this one, I'm torn because like some of the stuff, if you listen to what this lawsuit's about, I mean, it's not just she got shit on. She was definitely passed around.
Passed
And
around like a
her
damn party
photos
favor.
was passed around apparently. So yeah, I'm not gonna bring up the person's name, even though one, it's well known, it's publicly known, and two, I'm not gonna bring up her picture, even though she's absolutely beautiful woman.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
We all
I'm
know
not
her
gonna
name now.
bring it
Vince
up.
fucking pointed the lady suing Vince. We all know her name now.
Yeah,
Casey, is she really
I
beautiful
mean,
though? I mean, we know the type of women you're into, and I don't think me and Kratos would agree.
are you saying? I'm not gonna bring it up, but you've seen pictures of this woman. Come on. Oh, we got another person that I was glad they took the
Oh.
bait.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That was like Tex
I
about
just
to
have
fall out of his chair.
I have one question for you boys.
Go ahead.
Did y'all get sex? Did y'all get sex ed from like your Sunday school teacher? Just be these little Puritans that have never done anything ever before? I mean, what's going on here, virgins? What's up?
The very first time I had sex, the girl called me daddy during it.
What's that, Kratos? Go ahead.
The
For
day I
me,
lost my
I was-
virginity, the girl called me daddy in bed. And actually, it wasn't in bed; it was in my fucking car at the time.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm like,
Okay, that's weird.
okay. Just
What? I like to
let
fuck
me
in my car
start.
sometimes. What's up?
Well, just let me start with this. The pee poo 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 thing is disgusting. You're a vile creature if you do that. Nobody should ever do that. Yeah, that stuff belongs in the toilet and not on you. Sorry, that's yeah. But
Exactly.
I do want to point out one thing here on this side of it. If we comb through y'all's internet history, I'd be willing to bet we'd find some sketchy stuff that somebody might go pearl clutching themselves about. You know, see, Casey's covering his face right now. He knows he's guilty. We know what I mean. Just saying.
Hey, I'm a fan of interracial shit, but
See, Kratos can't even speak over here right now. He's over it. Look at Kratos over here.
I'm
This is what I'm
into
saying. I'm
interracial
not
stuff. I don't care.
I'm not-
making known.
I'm not. Let's not sit here and act shocked like we didn't know Vince was a pervert. This is not news.
Well,
This is old.
what genre? Wait a minute. What genres of that kind of content text would you consider sketchy?
Uh-oh.
Well, I think that's a viewpoint that changes from person to person.
True.
You know what one person says, that's sketchy, that's vile, I would never do that. To somebody else's perspective, that might not be so bad as long as it's of legal age and consenting. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this isn't cut and dry. You're dealing with shades of gray here.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Now, I mean, as far as the whole, I mean, the only reason the term sex trafficking was brought into this was because of that lawyer. I guarantee it. What this woman did was not sex trafficking. What those poor women and whoever else that went to Epstein Island, that is sex trafficking. Where you're being apples and oranges here. You got to put this into perspective. This woman, she was hired to do this. The people within the company knew she was a whore. She wasn't raped. She went willingly along with it for years. Let's also not forget the Me Too movement. Believe all women. This was just a few years ago, guys. What happened to that? How many of those cases fell on their face because they were lies from the beginning?
Quite a few. Look at Trevor Bauer.
Do we not? do we not still have innocent until proven guilty in this country, or do we get rid of that law too? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
A
I
woman's
would not.
finally doing time in prison because she lied about a black man who raped her 10 years ago at the time, and 10 years later she said, "Oh, I lied about that whole thing," and now she's doing time for lying.
Well,
For lying about it.
and that's rightly as it should be. If
No, I
male
agree.
or female, doesn't matter either way. If you falsely accuse somebody and it gets brought out, you should get the exact punishment that person would have got. I firmly stand behind that. No problem
It took
whatsoever.
10 years for it to come out, though, is my issue. It took 10 years for it to
Well,
even
of
come
course.
out.
Well,
So
you
a
know how
man
messed up our
lost 10
justice
years of
system
his
is.
life for a crime he never committed.
Right. Well, there's a lot of people in our prison system that shouldn't be there, but that's a different conversation. All I'm
Mhm.
trying to say here is we know Vince is a weirdo. I mean, go back and watch, wasn't there at one point he wanted to do a story where he impregnated his own daughter?
I was
Yeah,
something
that was
like
a
that.
that was a pitched plan.
Oh,
Yeah. There was also the
Yeah, I
idea
mean-
where there was also the idea where he wanted Undertaker's real life wife raped by a motorcycle gang to gain sympathy for
Well,
Undertaker.
you're dealing with a mad, power hungry titan with unlimited money and nobody to tell him no. Are you really shocked that stuff like this happens? Like,
No, I'm
Vince people like McMahon live in a world that we could only imagine. I mean, he could call it 3 a.m. on a Tuesday morning and want whatever, and it's going to be there. I mean, he's got that kind of power. Like I said, I'm not here to kink shame. I don't. As long as whatever you're into is legal and consenting, God bless you. Go forward. It's none of my business. Just all I ask is keep it out of the streets and don't ask for a freaking parade and ask for me to celebrate what you're doing. That's all that I ask.
damn
Pretty
right.
simple.
Oh, I
Know what I
agree.
mean?
Oh, I agree with
You
that.
know, I mean, what happened to keeping the bedroom business in the bedroom, whether it's in your car, in the 7-Eleven bathroom, with your homeless friend Jim behind that 7-Eleven,
Oh
like
my
Casey
God.
likes to do, whatever it may be. So,
Are you
this,
talking? Are you talking about
Huh?
my buddy, my homeless buddy? Are you trying to take a shot at him?
no, see,
Oh,
no,
Jesus
Casey, it's
Christ.
pronounced homo buddy. It's your homo buddy. That's what it is. It's not homeless, it's homo. You got to get it right, Casey. Either way.
I mean, I
Listen,
heard
I'm not-
that there was I actually saw this one video on some website that I will remain nameless because I don't want to get Casey taken down. But there was actually a gas station owner
Kratos
who
doesn't want to tell us what kind of porn that he likes.
in Missouri. She would actually
Look,
willingly give head on camera in the bathrooms
Hey, and that's fine.
while working.
If that's what gets her rocks off, great. Who cares? That's
Exactly.
like 99% of the internet is basically porn. Like, I'm pretty convinced of that. I think that's a fair assessment.
I'm so glad my new lady friend's not listening to this show right now.
Why? Because we're having an adult conversation. We're not saying anything bad. We're not saying anything.
No,
See, this is a problem.
I think it's more because of where the conversation has turned.
Well, see, no, this is a problem.
Well, the
People
thing
turn
is-
into pearl. Go ahead, Casey.
No, just saying. I mean, this is part of it. I mean, this is about. I mean, the whole sexual part of it. I mean, I agree with Tex. Like, I mean, I'm not. I kind of frown upon their kink, but I mean, if it's legal and that's what they're into and consent, I mean, I have nothing to really say about it. But now there's allegations of abuse.
Well,
I mean,
anybody. Well, okay. There's the only reason there's allegations of abuse is because the bitch stopped getting paid. That's all it is. Let's be honest here. She was more than happy to go along with it, to get shat upon, to have to send whoever, whatever. She was more than happy to do it as long as them gift cards, money, and whatever gifts kept coming into her possession.
I mean,
think about it this way. Think about it this way. and take Vince McMahon, take all the money, take all of the wealth out of it. You just have random guy Bob. He's a normal guy that works at Jiffy Lube and whatever. He goes out with a girl. They get weird on a Friday night. 2 years later, she speaks up. Oh, well, Mr. Bob, he forced himself and he did this. All because she feels bad about what she did. And now she needs to make herself not feel bad about it and plays off as the victim. Because that happens regular. Just by blindly siding with this woman. This is why I said don't go white knighting before we know all the truth. Because, yeah, I mean, for a lot of guys, that's the poor girl was blah, blah, blah. We have to defend her. No, you don't. Hear the case out. See what it is. You know, not everybody lives the wildest thing they do is missionary on a Saturday night. We live in a weird world of a lot of weird. We're all weirdos. Everybody is a weirdo. If we were all to be honest, everybody has something that somebody else would say, whoa, that's crazy. That's weird. Some are just more honest about it.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't make you a bad person. Doesn't mean you're the devil. It just means you like what you like. And is that not what this whole, we demand representation nonsense is about? Is that not what that whole thing is? It's just certain groups get acceptance, but others get shamed. Like, isn't this what 2024 is about? I mean, I'm trying to be all modern here, y'all. Come on now. You can't shame me.
Yeah.
You know, I identify as blah, blah, blah. All that garbage is going around these days.
That garbage has been going around for the past 4 or 5 years.
Right. Mm-hmm. I'm not defending Vince McMahon. I could care less about Vince McMahon. I don't watch his product. I've been keeping up with this case because I find it very interesting to see how it goes on the legal side, especially since we're in election year and as close as he is to the Trumps and the case that Trump is dealing with, which is also false allegations. I find that very odd timing, by the way. But
well, then again, Wall Street Journal said 2 years ago they had another story that was going to shake the industry as we know it. I think this was the story. They said this 2 years,
lines like that
2 years ago almost.
Lines like that are to keep you to clicking on their news site. That's what that is. That's clickbait.
So do you guys
I think this may have been the story that finally is going to do Vince in, because the initial sex allegations was paid out of company money, and that was settled internally in-house.
Well,
this can't be settled in-house.
If they knew that about a year and a half or 2 years ago, well, why didn't they go after it then?
Maybe they didn't have enough evidence, or the court documents weren't made public or something. Yeah.
All I'm saying is you can't just white knight because a pretty girl says, "Oh, somebody did something to me." Women lie too. You can't believe all women. I don't
white knight anything these days because you don't know who you can trust to believe anything.
You can't. I mean, that whole Me Too movement ruined it for everybody because they cried wolf one too many times. And guess what? We don't believe you now.
The initial case with Bill Cosby, initial accuser. The initial accuser may have been telling the truth. The 9, 10, 12 other women probably were found out, came out. They were lying from the jump.
Yeah, well,
but
like I said,
now he's back out on the street.
If you want to see kind of why I'm saying what I am, look into this Trump lawsuit that he's been going on with this woman to why I'm saying what I am. Because there's a lot of similarities here where the woman was
for $83 million, right?
Huh?
Isn't he being sued for $83 million for his case?
Well, the initial case, he lost, and he was to pay the woman $83 million, but it's being appealed. That woman will never see a dime. She's gone on TV too many places and is ruining her own case. There's a lot more left to that story as well. But what I'm saying with this McMahon stuff, did McMahon do this? Yeah, I believe every word that he did those things and probably worse.
Mhm.
Just full disclosure.
I mean, you
I
can't
think
fake you can't fake too many screenshots of text messages unless they were doctored in
and
some way. You can't fake that type of evidence.
texting is like I said. I don't know if the text messages were real or not. We all know how easily you can fake those things these days. Who knows? From what I've read, that's not the texting of an 80-year-old man. I will say that. That does seem highly suspicious. But do I know Vince McMahon is a prevert? Yes. He has shown us decades worth to prove that. Do I think
Mhm.
that he did anything illegal? Maybe, maybe not. Do I think that this woman was complicit and went along with this? 1000%. And Vince McMahon is now the stupidest man on earth because he's got more money than God. If he had just paid her that $2 million, we would have never heard of this and she would have never been a sex trafficked victim. And that's air
I mean,
quoted, by the
I
way.
mean, we obviously
like I said earlier, he got sued by Sable twice for sexual harassment. She's now married to Brock Lesnar. Why would she marry a man and still be with said man after even the allegations where he's been now being like called out by like everything with Vince? Something
Well, I
doesn't add
mean,
up there. I mean, it doesn't add up there
I
if you think about it.
I
She
get what you're
would have
saying,
loved
but
him
to
by
me,
now if Brock Lesnar was involved in some way, shape, or form.
I mean,
Sable would
like
have
I
loved
said,
Lesnar by now.
that's kind of a side issue to what this is. But I mean, I get what your point is, but I mean, to be honest, like I said, we know Vince is a pervert. We know this woman she knew what she was getting into. Okay,
she
I
was
mean,
accepting his gifts for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
this is all that I'm saying. You know, if this was legitimate rape and she was actually defiled in a harmful way, then I would 100% be on her side, but not 3 years worth. You don't continue to do this and you get to play victim. No, that's not how it works, honey. Sorry. You're a whore. You were paid to be shat upon, to be fucked by God knows who. And guess what? That was your job. Deal with it.
I mean, there is a
You
such
know.
thing as trauma bonding where people feel like that's the only way they can get by, but I'm not saying that's why she did it.
Well, don't go putting terms on it because that's what the left does, and that's when you're an ist or an ism, and once you start down that rabbit hole, you'll never get out of it. You got to watch for those things. But like I said, I'm not saying Vince McMahon is a good going church boy that's going to be up there at the pew on Sunday morning telling people God bless you. We know that ain't true. We know what Vince is. What we don't know is the other facts surrounding this case. Don't let the court of public opinion by a bunch of virginal white knights who don't get laid take up for a pretty girl that wouldn't even look at them twice if their head was on fire. Because that's what most of the internet is doing with this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I mean honestly, ever since I know some of you guys don't know. I'm sure the Rose know about this person, but the Pro Jared situation where he's a well-known YouTuber, he had 1 million subs, but then he's had some allegations. His ex-wife,
From his
his ex-wife
go
was
ahead.
putting so much allegation against him. He didn't say anything, and everything looked bad on him, and the whole YouTube community turned on him until he finally brought his receipts, turned the whole thing around because he didn't bring his story until later on, and like it proven that he was more innocent than his ex-wife was saying. So it kind of taught me.
His ex-wife wanted an open
learn about that.
relationship. His ex-wife wanted an open relationship. That's where he.
Well,
That's where she failed to mention everything. His ex-wife, Pro Jared's ex-wife, wanted an open relationship in their marriage, where she could willingly sleep with any other guy while still being married to him.
But see, here's the thing: if that's what he wanted as well as her, they have every right to do that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, she demanded it from him. Is the thing. She demanded an open relationship from him because she was
Well,
a well-known model.
Well, the thing is,
You
it
know-
wasn't just that. It wasn't just that. There was this whole thing because he had a Reddit or something where
It was a
called,
Tumblr
like,
and Snapchat. Tumblr mostly.
yeah,
Well, stuff
And-
like this just proves that we need to set off EMPs, get rid of technology because it only makes life worse. This is all that I'm saying.
I mean, back onto the Vince thing. We know he's a fucking pervert. We know he likes incest
Right.
and fucking rape, apparently, because he pitched
Right.
that idea with having a
Undertaker's
storyline
wife.
on TV about impregnating his own daughter.
yeah,
And he also said in a storyline to the Undertaker on TV as well that he was going to have his wife raped by a biker gang.
Yep, that's what I said.
Well,
And Paul Heyman never went through with it. 'Cause that was fucking ridiculous.
yeah.
Vince
We also know he's
Vince
in the
is what he is.
necrophilia as well. Just look at
I'm
the
not
whole
like I
Katie
said.
Vick thing. Go back to the Katie Vick thing with Triple H. We know the man's into necrophilia as well.
Oh yeah. I forgot
Okay,
about
well,
that.
let's see. Here's the thing. We know what that is. We know what Vince is. We know the conduct of his character, if you want to turn a phrase. You can't crucify him because of those things. Now, if he does something illegal, you can.
Well, I'm not
but
crucifying
you
him for that.
can't-
I'm just saying we know he's into that.
Right.
I guess he's like
Right. Well,
those things.
Well, to be fair, you don't necessarily know. You just know that during his reign of wrestling, that was stuff that he pushed. So you're making a judgment.
Yeah.
You have to think about this as if you're a lawyer defending this or attacking it. You're making a judgment call by saying, "Oh, well, he did a Katie Vick angle. He's obviously in the necrophilia." You're assuming. You're making a judgment. That may not be the truth. Just like that whole, I would eat the corn out of her shit, or I'd drink her bathwater, or I'd let her shit on my chest. All of these terms are phrase. Just because you use a phrase doesn't mean you're into the thing. They're just a turn of phrase.
True.
No,
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you have to take off your, purity ring and think like an adult here in the world that we live in, because this is real. I mean, what's that whole thing? Rule 34 on the internet. If something's a thing, there's a porn about it or something like that.
Yeah.
If it exists, there's porn of it. That's Rule 34.
Yeah, thank you. I knew I butchered it, but I knew it. Whatever.
You didn't exactly butcher it. You just forgot half of it.
Right.
It's fucked
this is
up,
my
but
point.
there's enough of it for the video game genre to have young kids and teenagers be looking up the internet for Rule 34 anything and for their favorite video game.
I mean, everybody, both on this call, watching this, whatever, has something that they like that somebody might go, "Oh my Lord, you like that? How can you like that? That's crazy. That's blah blah blah. That's whatever."
I mean, I'll admit I fucked two different women over my life in two different cars, and and one of them was actually back when I was in high school on a damn school bus on the way to school. That was with a senior. That was at that school while I was still a freshman. I'll admit.
If I told you half the stuff I'd done, you'd try to drown me in holy water right now. You have no fucking idea. Okay? Just saying.
I'm
not on here bragging. I'm just telling you. Go to Vegas for a weekend. It'll change your life, brother. That's all I'm saying. Just go
if
nuts.
I can afford the trip,
you'll enjoy.
That's about it.
Save
I
up.
mean,
Save up.
I'd like to stick my dick in. That's for sure.
Hit the save up and make sure to hit the sketchy side of Vegas for like a weekend. You're a totally different man walking away. Your life will be so much better. I promise.
Okay, go to Reno.
Reno will probably work too. Or certain, whatever. But my point is, don't crucify or make somebody like a Vince McMahon guilty because they have a kink that you think is icky. You know what I'm saying? That's not how the justice system works. And keep in mind, this woman went along with this for years, got paid for it. If she was really being raped, you really think it would have went this far? That's not a thing. It's if this was legitimate rape, one of the women that worked in that office that knew this was going on would have spoke up about it before now.
I would have think if
Guaranteed.
anybody knew it was going on, they would have spoke up. Any fucking sensible, level-headed person, not just a woman.
Mm-hmm.
You can't spend that much time with somebody working in a tight office space and not know this is going on. You can't just put on your earbuds and.
I don't know if you heard text what I said before, that there's insinuations going around now that Triple H might have known about this going on and he just brushed it off.
Well, there's going to be insinuations that Jake the Snake Roberts was using Damien inside this whore at some point. You're going to hear all kinds of things. You don't let allegations get out of hand unless it's provable. If there is evidence, then you listen to it. What Triple H knew, what Triple H didn't know, we can't prove that.
No. The only thing we know is that there's texts from her, from Vince to her. That's the only thing that they have any type of.
Have we seen the phone records from his side of his phone?
Not that I know of. I mean, I don't think he's.
Well, then how can you say that? Then how can you see? This is where, if you were in a court of law, you can't prove that unless you have the actual text record in and of itself.
Well, can't you also get that from his phone company that he's on as well?
That's what I'm saying. They can subpoena the phone company and they can get every text message that was sent. You can't say those came from Vince McMahon, Hulk Hogan, or anybody. John Madden could have sent those text messages for all we know. We don't know where that came from.
I got one for you. Vince Lombardi could have sent them texts, and
Vince Lombardi could have came back from the grave and said, "Hey, I want to put 3 fists in your ass tonight. You down?" And we don't know. Okay.
Well,
like I said, I'm not defending Vince. I'm not doing anything. I don't care. I like it. It is what it is. Are you really shocked that Are you really shocked that a rich, powerful guy had a weird, kinky fetish? I mean, have you never seen Eyes Wide Shut, the movie? Go watch it. This is what the elite do. This is what the elite do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked that he's he's a sex addict. What really shocks the shit out of me is his kink where he shits on this woman's head and forces the other person to finish her up with the shit still on her head. I'm like, God damn.
This is another thing. A lot of people are putting their personal hangups on this and then judging it. That's not a fair assessment.
No,
that's the same equivalent as what people do with media nowadays. Oh, well, we need to cancel a movie that happened in 1978 because it said something bad by today's standards. You can't do that.
You can't.
You can't. That's
like canceling Casablanca because the girl left the guy hang. That's like canceling Casablanca because the girl left the guy to get on the airplane and live.
Right. I mean, look at a movie like Blazing Saddles, one of the funniest movies ever made, one of the most controversial movies ever made. You really think if people want to go pearl clutching, they would lose their mind if they saw that today?
They lose their mind for Clockwork Orange. They lose their mind over Clockwork Orange more.
This is what I'm saying. We don't know what happened inside that office over the last 3 years. All that we do know is that it lasted for that amount of time. She obviously consented because she kept coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Just because Vince told her, hey, go sleep with that guy, unless he is grabbing her or sending armed guards to take her there, that is not sex trafficking. Different definition.
Well, I mean, Manchin is like, hey, you're supposed to go fuck this dude today. And it's like, oh, Vince, I'm not feeling too good today. I got to call in sick. And it's like, you got to come into work and fuck him.
I still stand by my statement. And unless he sent armed guards who said, okay, miss, whatever, you're going to go have sex with Hulk Hogan today, and then Andre the Giant's going to gangbang you with him. That's not sex trafficking. That is Vince telling her what she's going to do, and she consented by willingly going to do it. That is called a dom sub relationship for the vanilla folks here, and a lot of people happen to be into that. By the way,
Yeah,
just
I
saying.
know.
And
people
another
wearing the
thing,
whips and
that
chains.
whole no means yes thing. That's actually a pretty regular thing in the whole dom sub world. A lot of women have rape fantasies, guys. This is a regular thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You have to keep that in mind. And I should have been a fucking lawyer. God, what I do to my life. And on top of
here's
that,
another thing. Here's another thing.
Okay.
Why is there no video camera footage of any of this happening in either room that all went down?
I'm
in
sure
the building?
Well, there may be, but we're not going to get any of that until the trial.
I mean, you would think that would be included in the.
I mean, it's not like you can just log on to
footage of all this happening.
It's not like you can log on to WWE Network and get the
time?
security cam footage from wherever their headquarters are, Connecticut or wherever. It's not like you can do that.
I'm sure nowadays, Vince called security and said, "Hey, you know all that footage that we are banging her? Delete that."
Oh yeah, that was. I guarantee you, if there was any footage, it was destroyed when that NDA was signed. That is long gone. Guarantee you.
Yeah,
you have to remember this is WWE. They had one guy save an entire decade worth of tapes from a fire. Decade worth of wrestling matches tapes from a damn fire in the 70s.
None of us were there. None of us. All we're getting is third-hand information, alleged information from third-hand sources. We don't know what the truth is. But one thing I can promise you, this will not go to trial. This will get paid out beforehand. She will shut up and go away like a good little prostitute does. Because guess what, guys? You're not paying the prostitute to have sex with you. You're paying her to leave. That's how that works, by the way.
Oh, that's good.
So,
that's good. That's good to know.
Oh, Jesus, Casey.
You're paying, here's what I want, and then you go away. That is what that is for. And like I said, Vince McMahon may be one of the richest, but he's also one of the stupidest men in America because he has bukus of money, and for a measly $2 million, he spends more on that than toilet paper. He could have made none of this happen.
I mean, he spent over $17 million to hush up other people. Why? I'm thinking, why couldn't he just pay this one?
Brennan Stout says 100% true. I mean, I agree with a lot of what Tex is saying because he brings up a lot of good points.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hard to disagree about that.
If you've got a different viewpoint, I'd be happy to hear it. But like I said, I'm not siding with him. I'm not siding with her. I'm looking at this from a legal standpoint. My viewpoint is no different than any of y'all's. It's just an assumption from the information that I have. I'm not the judge and I'm not the prosecutor. I'm not the defending lawyer. But what I am is somebody who's lived a lot, done some crazy fucking shit. And, what somebody might think is weird to somebody might just be, let's do that reverse cowgirl thing. Oh my, whatever.
Well,
this is what I'm saying.
That reverse cowgirl, that's a little too much chocolate for me.
Casey, you can't. Casey can't even look a woman in the eye when he's having sex with her. To him, that's too risque. That's
Casey, reverse cowgirl is like one of the best positions you could freaking have a woman in, especially when you're the cameraman filming it.
Oh my god!
Get out, live a little, do some stuff that scares you. You might find something you like. That's all I'm saying. Live a little bit.
So I gotta ask you guys. Wait! I gotta ask you guys this. Since apparently Vince and Johnny Johnny Ace for having their way with this woman at the same time quite often.
Okay, Tia says I'm gonna have to agree. If Vince is a confirmed furry, then yeah, we're gonna need to hang him at noon because that's something else. But you know, it is what it is. I mean, to me, the furry stuff is as bad as that hentai crap where these dudes are jacking off to these little Japanese girl things.
No, you're not wrong, Tex. You're certainly not wrong.
Anybody who's into the little anime Japanese nonsense needs to be hung immediately and in their bloodline. I'm just saying, because we can't have that continuing. But, you know.
Here,
what are you going to do?
About this. I want to know.
So hold on. I gotta ask you guys this: if Johnny Ace and Vince were having their way with this woman at the same time, quite often, can you say that she's been double stuffed?
Oh my God!
I think it's fair to assume she's had more people in her than McDonald's. All right, just saying.
That's fun.
Just saying.
Talking about furries, I was in a GameStop yesterday, and I have nothing against gay people, but there was one dude. I was looking at PlayStation games, and I heard this guy's like, "Oh, I fallen in love with this." And I think it was that low-key crown, the one with the hook, 2 horn hooks. And I looked at the guy. He had a chain around his neck, and then a little dog tag, and I'm talking like a pet dog tag. And then I looked at his partner. He's wearing the same thing too. So is that like part being a furry?
That's called a choker. That's called a choker.
That sounds like people that should have been drowned at birth. That's what that sounds like.
Damn.
But like, I mean, they look like
that. Sounds like the people that want to go to. That sounds like people that want to go to drag queen story time and read to your children. That's what that sounds like. But you know, what are you gonna do?
I mean, I don't know how far the furry goes to. Is it like where they're wearing those animals costumes?
Well, I tell you, Casey.
Usually, yeah.
Casey,
animal costumes or animals are drawn like anthropomorphic animals, like when you think of like Sonic the Hedgehog characters and stuff.
Here's how you get your answer. We're going to need you to go undercover, buddy. We're going to need you to get a furry costume, and you find your way into these furry clubs of Oklahoma, which I'm sure are up there because you people are heathens.
I hear they got a lot of them in the UK. He can just fly out.
You know, Casey. Now, I will warn you. You're probably going to have to do some stuff that scares you and may make you throw up. But for the sake of investigative purposes, you're going undercover. You're going to have to do some stuff you're going to cry about later. But I'm going to need you to be a man and suck it up. All right? So,
I mean,
go deal with that.
Speaking of vomit, there's actually like this one porn star who quit porn a long time ago because they wanted her to do a scene that involved her being given head so badly she threw up and then drinking the vomit and shit.
Dude, that's nothing new. That's old.
She
that's
left
old.
the porn industry because she didn't want to do it. She quit.
There are whole subgenres that are into that kind of thing. That is nothing out of the ordinary.
No, I mean she said it was against her morals. I'm like, what morals do you have?
Well she obviously didn't have those morals. She obviously didn't have those morals whenever she was getting paid to be a whore. That's all I'm saying. So,
but this was a legit porn star saying that she quit porn because of that scene that she was scripted to do that she didn't because of that. That's what was in the script, and she didn't want to do it.
Keep in mind, what's the world's oldest profession? Anybody?
I don't know.
Prostitution.
There you go. I think
about as old as the
I'm
Bible.
kind of sad. I'm kind of sad it took that long to come to that answer. It's never going to stop. It's never going to go away. You know, it's one of those things. You know,
I just don't understand. If a woman wants to sell her body for sex, it should be legalized.
It's legal in Russia. It's legal in Russia. You just have to have a clean bill of health.
It's legal in
There
Vegas.
should
Why is it not
be.
legal in the rest of this country?
Well,
No,
no, it's not legal in Vegas. It's legal outside of Vegas. You have to leave Las Vegas proper to go to there.
Okay,
But-
so it's legal. It's legal in most of Nevada, but not anywhere else in this country.
Mhm.
Still.
Oh Jesus!
Why is it only
Like I
legal
said, it's
in that
legal
part of
in the
in
entire.
that part of the country?
Well,
It's legal
okay,
in the entire Russian country.
just a little heads up, guys. If you go to any strip club in America and you for the right amount of money, they will have sex with you in like the private room. It happens every day. Just
Every
fair
VIP
warning.
room, apparently.
That happens. I was a bouncer in strip clubs. I've dated strippers. I've seen it go down, dude. You have no
Doesn't
fucking
it happen
idea.
in massage parlors too?
oh my god.
Dude,
I'm
Robert
actually
Kraft,
friends with a
the
guy
owner
on
of the New,
Xbox who's a
the
bouncer
owner
at
of
a
the New
strip
England
club in
Patriots
Vegas.
was getting jerked off in massage parlors. Okay, it's
That's
just
right.
this is what happens.
I know a guy I know a guy on Xbox and I'm still friends with from the Xbox. He actually said like he used to be a bouncer at this strip club. A little person actually got on stage and finger blasted a stripper on stage.
Yes, TSS.
And
I would
the
love
guard-
to see
the
Casey.
guards allotted the fucking
I would love to see Casey get mutilated into the furry world just so we can make fun of him going forward. That was my actual plan, TSS. That was my goal with that. TSS knew exactly what I was doing with that.
Well, I'm sure
But either
little
way.
Casey had a boner when he saw Lola Bunny on the screen in Space Jam. For
Oh Christ in heaven.
Either way, Casey, you can't sit there and tell me because you've said it before. You jerk it to animation stuff. You have told me this your fucking self. Okay.
God.
So, would somebody might think, oh my God, that guy's a heathen. How can he be into blah 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 or whatever? You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things. You know, everybody has something. So don't go throwing stones. You know what I mean? As long as it's legal, it should be no problem.
No, I agree with that. It's just I mean, it's funny to hear that Vince McMahon shit on someone's head, and
Well, see,
it's just
that's the $1 million question. I hope this thing goes to trial and they broadcast it because I need to know: did he diarrhea all over this whore, or was it like a big old like wall? You know what I mean? That's the answers that I need. That's what I want to know.
I'm gonna imagine it's got to be diarrhea, but honestly, if I'm having mud butt, I probably wouldn't be having sex too. So probably a lot.
Okay.
Hurts.
How doesn't now? Correct me if I'm wrong here, but I've heard Vince McMahon thinks it's funny to fart. Right? Like that's one of his things. Allegedly, of course. So what if he was just farting and, you know, when you're sitting in a Chevy and you feel something heavy, diarrhea came, you know, it happens, you know.
The man's a fan of toilet humor. Are we really shocked by any of this?
He's an 80-year-old man. There's a reason why adult diapers are a thing.
That's true. I mean,
you know what I mean?
The man's into toilet humor. He got his rocks off after Drake Maverick pissed himself after almost being chokeslammed off the apron by Big Show in 2017.
This is
and that
like
turned into an entire on-screen story where like there were toilet humor jokes by Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler that culminated in Drake Maverick pissing on Bobby Roode's robe in a bathroom.
This is it. This is locker room humor took to the nth level with a millionaire. This is what this is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm sure y'all spent some time in the guy's locker room, you know, after football practice or after gym or whatever. This is what guys laughed about. This is what it was. You know, Casey would run over and fart on Rose while Rose was, you know, getting ready. You know, it was, you got crapped on, you're, you know, whatever. This is what it was.
Oh yeah.
It's life. But one thing that drives me crazy is the people that will find this funny anytime they get in front of somebody else. Oh my God, how could he do that? And they turn into a pearl clutching church lady. That's the people I have a problem with, because those are the ones that you need to watch out for, because those are the snakes.
Now, here's a better question. The pearl clutching church ladies, as you say, how do we know them pearls are real pearls, not anal beads?
Well, that's what I was about to say. How do we know that them church ladies ain't going home and shoving them up their keister? You know what I'm saying? But we can't.
Like, why
you can't go.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, guys.
I was going to say, why is this rosary? I mean, all these beads are different shapes.
Jesus smells funny, Dad. What's wrong with that? You know, something like that. Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, I'm not here to judge anybody. I don't care if you're a gay, if you're a trans, biracial, Icelandic nun. I don't care what you are. Doesn't bother me. It's none of my business. All I ask is you keep your business where it belongs and keep it out of the road, because you don't get a parade, because parades are stupid. You know, you don't. Sorry. Don't expect me to accept you for what you are when it's none of my business, and it's none of your business to expect me to praise you, because if I have to praise what you're doing, you automatically know it's wrong. So you're looking for somebody to make you feel better. That's how that actually goes. But it is what it is.
I agree with that. But I know I was listening to Don Tony. He was going through the lawsuit, and I don't know if you heard about the dildos where Vince will name them after wrestlers. If they're black dildos, they're black wrestlers. If they're white
yeah,
dildos,
I did see that.
White wrestlers.
So are the yellow dildos Asian wrestlers?
Well, I mean, even TSS is bringing up about the whole, you know, Vince fantasizes about male wrestlers, which doesn't shock me in the least, because that man, yeah, I mean, we've all heard the Shawn Michaels rumors going back to the 90s. Like, I think there's some fire in that smoke, if I'm being honest with you. We know Vince has certain tastes that, it's pretty blatantly obvious. But who knows? I guarantee you there's just as many men wrestlers that he's cornholing as there are women. I mean, go back and watch that interview. I forget what shoot interview it is, but there's one where it's Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. They're sitting down talking, like they're drinking wine and doing whatever. And they're talking about the time that Vince told them about his first homosexual experience. This is not new. You know, this is old hat. I mean, just saying, you know, I mean, we know Vince is a pervert. It is what it is. I'm not defending him. I'm not standing up for him. I'm not accusing. I'm not doing anything. I'm just pointing out the obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Vince is what he is. Vince is a heathen creature. He's one of those things. But did Vince didn't necessarily do something illegal? That's yet to be seen. But the point of all this is innocent until proven guilty. Sorry, I'm drunk and high as fuck right now. No, innocent till proven guilty is still a thing in this country. And don't just believe all women, because, like I said earlier, we saw how that went.
Yeah, we saw how it went with Bill Cosby.
Can you trust the freaking legal system to actually abide by the whole innocent till proven guilty?
No, I don't.
Nope.
I don't trust this legal system more than I do the truthfulness of our elections or anything else. If it's attached to our government, I don't believe it. As far as I could throw all of y'all, I don't. Y'all should know. I mean,
how many times
you should know where I stand.
How many times do you see people get arrested and get put in jail when they have yet to go, you know, to have their day in court, and they go to and they get arrested?
There are people who are sitting. There are people. Look up if you want to see how messed up this world is. Look up the Owen Schroyer January 6th case. They literally sent him to prison for 6 months for talking about what the government was doing, and that's legal in the documents, proven. It's nonsense.
Wow.
We deal with a government that says you don't need a border, you don't need this, you don't need that, but we need to send $6 trillion to Israel and Ukraine because they need guns and they need to defend themselves, but you can't have it. So you're really going to trust that? Because I'm not.
Honestly, I just can't wait. Well, maybe I gotta be careful how I word this because my friend is Russian, but she was actually born there. I just can't wait though for these countries that are at war with each other just to blow each other the fuck up so we can stop hearing about it.
I will welcome the asteroid or the nuke any day. Bring it on. I'm ready to go. Let's do this thing. Why not?
I don't want to go. I just want those countries to stop fighting already.
I'm still saying
Bottom line is,
it's not the asteroid, it's the meteorite. Because if it's coming for
okay, whatever, science nerd, you don't know any more than I do. Whatever. Bottom line is,
meteorites.
Is Vince McMahon?
Tex was right.
Us people who have watched wrestling for years know this. What Vince is, what he did legally, what was illegal. That's to be honest, a lot of that's up for interpretation. But you really think he's going to get punished? Do you really? Y'all are old enough to know that the rich don't get punished like we do in this world. They can do whatever they want. If you've got enough money in this country, you can do as you please.
Yeah, you can buy your way out of anything.
Yes.
Unless you do something super bad where it's like that. Oh God, that dude from '70s show. I mean, where it's to the point where
Danny Masterson.
Yeah, where. Oh no, is this for real? We got someone in here called Mama Pam. It says that she's selling $5 feet pictures for less.
$5 feet pics for less. Well, there you go, Mama Pam. I hope you make a lot of money. I mean, good luck to you.
You gotta
not my thing.
Wait. Pam's got to show us a sample for proof.
Is the first one free? Is that what it is? No.
That is a good point.
Pam will give you like a toe for free, and you have to imagine the rest.
Oh, that's a good point. We at least
give you
a sample.
Oh, no. Maybe Pam will send you like her feet in like a sheer sock or something, so you can kind of see, but you really don't. Kind of like a lingerie thing. You know what I mean? That's what Pam can do.
Well, hold on. What about this? It's the foot, but it's pixelated, so we see the foot. But
there you go. Yeah.
Then you have to pay the $5.
I don't know. Like I said, feet. I don't find anything sexual about feet. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Hey,
I'm with you on that one, Tex.
That don't float my boat, but I'm sure it does somebody's. So whatever.
For me, I'm not into the feet part, but what I am like during sex, I like to hold the ankles. That's something I like.
Casey sucks toes. Casey's about to tell us he sucks toes. That's what Casey's about to tell us.
No, I just like to when
Casey likes to count them little piggies while he's getting it on. This little piggy went to market. It's little piggy. Yeah, that's what Casey does. He's just out himself right now.
No, I just like holding the ankles up. Like it just feels like I have something to grab on. It's just something. I don't know. That's the only part of the foot I like, but I don't get it. Now we're getting like a bunch of. Be careful, or you.
That's Chinese characters.
I don't know. I'm gonna put you in timeout for that because I don't know what that is. I didn't ban her, but oops.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
I don't know.
You dumbass.
Either way, all I'm saying is,
do me a favor. Can you unhide her?
It's probably one of those. We used to get those back on Derailed, if y'all remember, guys. We'd get those like porn bots that would come in. That happened a lot or whatever. But,
well, I don't think this is an actual person. I mean, an actual bot. But it was weird. It just brought up a bunch of Chinese letters, but I remember the
Either
porn
way, like I
bots.
said, I'm not going to be on here all night. I just called in because I know Casey needs
I can't
Casey,
unban her, Casey. You have to be
Yeah.
the one to do it
All right.
because it's your
Good
channel.
text.
Well, either way, like I said,
Good.
is Vince McMahon a pervert? Yes. Did he do something illegal? We don't know. But all that being said, don't just run in White Knight to save the day because that's what most people are doing with this. And I mean, how many people in the wrestling world are? Let's just be honest. Most of them are weirdos. They're carnies. I mean, the original wrestlers were carnies, right? They're still carnies at heart. I 100% believe you have to be somewhat carny to get in that business. It makes too much sense. So, the woman knew what she was getting into because she did it for years. And it may sound bad. Oh, well, Vince told her to go have a 5-way with the NWO, whatever. If she went and did it, she's culpable. She's complicit. So,
That's another thing I don't know how guys like Tex is the whole gangbang thing, especially if they, the girl wants them to fucking load up in her. I don't think I can be next. I don't think I could be like third or fourth in line after there's already a fucking pool of someone else.
You don't want to back clean up? Is that what you're saying, Ron? You don't want to back clean up in that game?
I don't know if I would
back clean
handle it.
up.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know, like how. I don't know if I would feel comfortable with because I wouldn't exactly be getting her warmth. I'd be sticking my dick in a puddle of someone else's splooge. I don't know how I feel comfortable.
Well, go to your nearest, casino town and find a group of lively people that are doing that. Then you can tell us what what you really think about it. How about that, Russ? So.
Well, I mean, honestly, well, if you're going, let's say you have a threesome. I mean, what's it most likely? You're not going to ask, hey, ask your buddies, like, hey, you want to go fuck this woman, or you're going to try to have another woman in bed? For me, I'm going to.
Well, no. See, here's the thing. If you're doing a 3-way and there's one guy, 2 girls, green light.
Yeah.
2 guys, 1 girl, that's a devil's 3-way, and you stay away from that. You don't want to be a part of that. You want to be the meat in that sandwich, not the opposite. You know what I mean? So.
And see, the thing is, Vince.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think I could handle being a part of a gangbang where like 3 or 4 other guys already got the finish.
Rose, I don't think that's something you have to worry about, brother. I think you're probably good.
I'm just saying, I don't know if I would like it. And I don't think I would want to be a part of one.
I don't see you encountering a situation where that ever happens. So you're probably all right. So good. So.
Well, I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna get that invite either. They're not like I'm not gonna get that secret invite from
no.
Let's say
you're gonna go invade the furry crowd and give us a report about what really goes on. You're gonna be the Alex Jones of furries, Casey. You're gonna be breaking the scoop in the story.
Don't they have a convention somewhere in the U.S. all about furries?
They probably get it. I'm surprised furries don't have a Pride Month by this point with the way this country is. This place is screwed. But
I'm sure.
Or they can add the letter F to the already ridiculously long letter and symbol fucking-ology.
Yeah, they've probably added the letter F to their alphabet salad that they've got over there on that side of the fence.
Salad. There you go.
Whatever. It's at this point, that your political or your lifestyle choice system is messed up when the title of your thing is the equivalency of you leave your phone unlocked and the keyboard is open and your butt pushes a bunch of letters and you get a random AFG2Q, comma, period. That's the same equivalency of what they are. They're just throwing up letters together to see what comes of it. That's all that they're doing.
And they stole Casey's gimmick. They put a plus sign in there.
Right. They'll go around dressed like Britney Spears, but they have a full beard and they go, "It's ma'am." This is the people that you're trying to deal with. They're nuts. Yeah. So don't take them too seriously, because if they don't even know what they are, why should we care? Just saying. So,
they don't know what they are. Why should we care?
I agree. Exactly.
I mean, I'm just being honest here. I mean, but that being said, if they want to go do that, guess what? They have the freedom to go do it. I don't care. Go have fun. Go cornhole your buddies because you think girls are icky. Whatever you want to do, I don't care. But just don't drag it in front of my children. Don't put it in the schools and keep it behind closed doors, you heathen. That's all I'm asking for.
Well,
why do they need us to celebrate them because they have sex with something? How much sense does that make?
I mean, well, we don't have a straight month.
Right. I don't come on here and say, "Hey, I had sex with blah, blah, blah. Everybody give me a parade." If I ever do that, hit me in the face with a brick, please. I deserve it at that point. Celebrate me because I diddled whoever. Okay. No, that's not how life works. If you want to be gay, be gay. Gay is, I don't care. If you want to make up 15 genders, fine, but don't expect us to take you seriously, because we're not going to. Because if you need a safe space and you live in a land of make believe, we need to bring back the asylums, because we could fill them up really quick. So, it is what it is.
Well,
how is it brave if Casey were to come up and say, "Hey guys, I'm actually a girl. I'm going to go chop my pecker off." And are we supposed to stand and applaud because he's brave and he's so strong? But if Casey come up to us and said, "Hey guys, I don't think I need this left arm. I'm just going to cut it off at the shoulder," we'd be calling the men in white coats to come get him because he was crazy.
That's a good point.
Tell me when I'm lying here. You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense. These are the people that are supposedly smarter than us and better than us, that we should be following the example of, whenever they don't even know what bathroom to go to.
Well, I mean,
Jesus. Come on.
That's why I think they should either go to the I was going to say the family bathroom, but the unisex bathroom, because
no, they should walk into oncoming traffic so we don't have to deal with them anymore if they care.
Right.
Or actually, no, because that would cause a backup in traffic and might harm a perfectly good vehicle.
We're back.
Find the highest cliff and then jump off of that, please and thank you. That would be cool. Either way, if you want to go do those things, go do them. I don't care. But don't drag us into your nonsense. And I feel the same way about straight sex life, Vince McMahon sex life, everybody's. I don't care who you screw. That's your business, not ours.
Well, hold on. What about my sex life? I mean,
you don't have one. We don't have to worry about yours.
That's not true. You don't know that. I mean, just that
your right hand doesn't count, and it also doesn't count when you use your left hand and like you're cheating on your right hand. That doesn't count.
Oh,
so
okay.
And that cantaloupe that you core out and heat up in the microwave, that also does not count.
Hold on, how do you know about that, by the way? Like,
Casey, you've told me so many things you've just forgotten over the years. It's so sad.
Sadly, that's probably
Jesus Christ.
That's sadly, but that's probably true. I'm sure there's some crazy shit I told you and I forgot, like some outrageous bullshit I made up.
Right.
Hey, I gotta go, y'all. Okay, I gotta go.
I'm good, Credit.
See you.
See you, Credit.
Yeah.
See you,
So, either way, like I said, is Vince McMahon a creepo? Yes. He wanted to fake impregnate his daughter on television and had his son-in-law hump a mannequin that was playing a dead woman. No sane person does that. Okay. But is he a criminal?
I think
That's not been proven yet.
Well, I mean, I think you not. It's a gray area. Like if she
It is, and that's the only reason why I called in to express that, because nobody else was saying that.
Mm-hmm. It's a gray area because I mean, like how you signed an NDA and you pretty much signed it get in exchange of money. I'm like, are you still a victim?
If you sign an NDA, you're signing away your right to speak on something.
Yeah, so like
that right there shows it was consent.
That's true.
You know, unless you're being beaten and being told that if you don't sign this, we're going to murder you, which she didn't say that happened, so that doesn't count.
Man, that's true.
You're not a victim. You're complicit. Sorry, honey. You're a slut. You got paid for money. Excuse me. Sluts give it away for free. Prostitutes get paid for it. She's a prostitute.
Exactly. That's true.
There you go.
I still think she'll definitely get at least her $2 million.
She's going to get more than that. They're going to pay this woman to disappear and never speak again. This is what's going to happen.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking she'll get the $2 million plus probably another $5 million just to shut her up.
I'd be willing to bet they add a zero to that 2 and probably 20 to 30 if I had to bet.
I don't know. I mean, Vince pretty much didn't want to pay $2 million.
Think about it. Well, she's not just going after Vince. She also brought this to WWE.
And John Laurinaitis.
They're in the middle of WrestleMania time. You really would think that they want this floating around? They're going to bury this thing.
Oh, that's what TKO is going to want to do. They're going to want this thing to be done.
They're going to pay her to shut up, go away, so we can go do our shows. And their most profitable time of the year.
Yeah. Well, before you take off, I just want to ask you a question. I asked these other guys, but do you think eventually he'll be in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah. I don't think it'll be anytime soon. If it wasn't for Vince McMahon, the company wouldn't be where it is. No. And guess what? Everybody gets forgiven at some point. I mean, hell, Vince isn't even the worst person they have in that Hall of Fame. You've got Jimmy Snuka that killed somebody. They've got Macho. Yeah, I mean, you've got all of these people. So many people of questionable character in there that have done something horrible. Eventually, I would probably say after he's dead is when he'll probably go.
That's what I was thinking.
Didn't Vince say he didn't even want to be in the Hall of Fame? I mean, I think I remember him saying that at some point. I'm not for sure. But he's going to be in there. It's going
to. I'm predicting about maybe at least 10 years from now to maybe after he passed. But, I mean...
Given enough time, I mean... what's the difference in, hell, Hulk Hogan did a sex tape. Chyna's in the Hall of Fame. She did sex tape stuff. Yeah. There's everybody has something that they've done that somebody would go, oh my gosh, how could you do fill in the blank?
Yeah.
It is what it is. Don't think that, number one, it's not I'll go back to what I've always said. It's not a real Hall of Fame if you can't go visit it. It's not a real Hall of Fame. It's a sales gimmick for WrestleMania weekend so they can sell you another ticket. That's all it is.
Well, I hear the Hall of Fames don't really make any profit, though. Isn't that true, though?
I have no idea. I don't know. All I know is, I've seen like 4 or 5 different wrestlers Hall of Fame rings being sold on Pawn Stars, so they obviously don't care too much either. So
Well, a
it
lot
is
of
what it
them
is.
probably needs to sell to get money though too. Like,
Probably, but it's just it's not the NFL Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. It's not the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's not any of those things. If you can't go visit it, it's not a real Hall of Fame. Until there is.
I kind of beg to.
Go
I
ahead.
kind of beg to differ. I beg to differ because I mean, I think they have a lot of times when you go to the Access, they'll have like a lot of the Hall of Fame plaques or whatever. Like when I went to X7, they had a lot of the plaques there.
I went to Access whenever they had the first WrestleMania at Cowboy Stadium, and I saw all that same stuff. But guess what? That's not a Hall of Fame. A Hall of Fame is a dedicated building where you have, whether it's a statue or a plaque with memorabilia or whatever. It's not a something that they set up for 1 weekend a year. Sure, I mean, just for argument's sake, I'll give you that 1 weekend out of the year they have an actual Hall of Fame. The rest of the time they don't.
I think it's okay to have a digital Hall of Fame because they're
that sounds
showcase.
How gay does that sound? Digital Hall of Fame. That's like saying oh, I'm real big on the internet. You're nobody. That's just, I'm sorry. That's not a thing. I mean, it may be to somebody else, but when the first word of that hall, what is a hall? A hall is something you walk through in a building. If you don't have one, you're not one. So,
I mean, I would love to see a real WWE Hall of Fame. I mean, I would love to see a real.
Why they don't have one is so stupid to me. They are they're right there in Orlando. Orlando is one of the biggest tourist places in America. You've got Universal Studios. Daytona's only an hour away. You've got Disneyland. You've got all of these things. How much money could they be making on an actual Hall of Fame building? Then they would have a Hall of Fame, but they don't.
Well, it's crazy. So, with the Raw deal and Netflix, someone actually figured out down to the hour for that deal for the 10 years for Netflix. It's like $3 million an hour. So when you're watching Raw, that cost them. They actually got $10 million for that show. So think about it. So they could take like a few of that million and build a nice little building and stock it.
Vince McMahon could have paid his prostitute $2 million and she wouldn't have went away, but they don't do that either. So
yeah, exactly. But
but it is what it is. But either way, I'm gonna get off of here. I'm gonna go finish watching movies and doing whatever. I was just gonna call in for a minute, educate people here. So
I appreciate you coming by. So
oh yeah. So
I figured you were kind of interested. So
well, I could care less about the wrestling side. Don't care. Don't give a crap. I'm interested in the legal side of it. What's going to be the ramifications of the entertainment side? That's what interests me. And like I said, the political side of this is what has my interest. Because, I mean, there's a lot of McMahon ties to the Republican Party, especially Trump. And we're in an election year. And with his sexual case going on, very funny timing for all this to be happening. So that's where my interest is. But it is what it is. You got to keep your eyes open.
Hey, before you take off, you want to promote Frank?
Yeah. The Harsh Truth on YouTube. We just, what did we just do? Crap. My memory is shot right now. We just did Daywalkers, a vampire film from 2009 with Ethan Hawke and Sam Neill from Jurassic Park. Actually, a really good movie. You can go watch our review there. We're live every Tuesday, Thursday night, 7 p.m. Central. This week, we're doing Scarface and Superman 2. So
nice.
it'll be fun. So, yep.
All right.
But y'all have fun. So I will see y'all later.
Wow, I
See,
guess I returned at the right time, huh?
See you, Tex.
Oh, look at there. The Rose Gaming coming in to save today. There you go. That's awesome. So,
See you later,
Casey,
Tech.
Casey doesn't have to have dead air talking to himself since he'll be the only one.
I'm sure you're
Either
busy next week, right, Tex? You're gonna have your own Super Bowl party going on.
Dude, I'm spoken for. Y'all have fun with that. I'll be, interacting with live people during that. I'm not streaming anything during the Super Bowl. So,
have fun. Can't wait to talk to you again.
Since I won't be live for the Super Bowl, I'm going to go ahead and throw my prediction out now. Chiefs will win. The last at some point, you're going to see Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift embracing one another, holding the Lombardi Trophy, and they're going to show that on TV 1,000 times. Probably the last shot before they go off the air. You're going to see it happen. So,
is Taylor Swift going to be presented the Lombardi Trophy?
They might name her MVP of the Super Bowl. You never know with the NFL these days. But sorry, San Francisco, but I think KC gets another one, and they're going to pimp this Kelce and Mr. Swift thing out. It's going to happen. You just wait. So either way, y'all have fun, and you want to find my ass, it's on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So adios, bitches.
See you, Tex. Have a good night, bro. All right, so what are you up to, Rose?
What am I up to? I'm up to a lot of things. Uploaded a YouTube short of another one of my figures this morning. It actually didn't take off like the other ones have. It's only sitting at 830 views right now.
Oh, just that. What the fuck? I'm barely breaking anything, and you're like, oh, just 800 and something views.
Well, dude, because normally when I do these YouTube shorts with my figures, they get like twice as many. Like the last one I did got 2,500 in less than 12 hours. And the one before that got like 1,500 in a day, and this one barely broke 800. But I did get 7 new subs from it, but then I lost the sub, so now I'm actually down to 6. 6 new subs on the day. So I uploaded that yesterday. I streamed Mortal Kombat 1, so you can check that out. Monday Night Horizon, obviously, as I've mentioned last week on the channels. That is a thing every Monday, so that'll be happening this Monday. It happened last Monday. It'll be me and my friend playing Forza Horizon 5 for a little while together online. And I did WWE 2K23, some more of that on Thursday. Tomorrow, I'll probably be streaming some Tekken 8. Monday, of course.
Something about less than serious.
No, that's
something
next
about
week.
less than serious tomorrow.
No, next week.
Okay.
I was trying to talk to him. I was trying to mention it to him today about the Super Bowl, but I didn't get a chance. I didn't get it out because of the kind of conversation we were having.
Well, yeah.
So look forward to that. Tomorrow, probably some more Tekken 8. Monday will be Monday Night Horizon. Tuesday, I don't know what. I don't know past Monday yet, but I always say come over to the channel. Check me out on Twitch. There's always something usually going on. There's something there for everybody, whether I'm uploading or streaming. Obviously, next Sunday will be the Super Bowl episode of Less Than Serious, where at least me and Casey, I don't know about Kratos, if he's busy on the Super Bowl, if he's doing his own Super Bowl party, but at least be me and Casey at the very least. We'll be here watching and reacting to the game and having the live score updates and whatnot. My female friend, actually just told me yesterday that she's going to be away for the entire weekend, so not going to really have her much, aside from if she wants to chat with me here and there on her phone. but she's going to be with friends and probably family. So I don't know how much interaction I'll have with her next weekend. So it is what it is. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I know about what I'm doing next week.
That's cool. For me, let me bring mine up. Lately my views has been down in the toilet, but I did a couple live video game hunting, not long episodes, but I'll probably do some more later on. But I'm probably in. I am officially going to look for a new computer now, so hopefully I'll find something good. Let's see what I got down here. See this. I think this is. Oh, this is the me and Filthy Mouth Gamer did a chat about video games part 1. I was trying to put the whole thing out, a 2-hour deal, but I put just under an hour episode. So that was part 1. I need to work on part 2. Released on the Xbox is Atari Anthology. I have another one. I think it's from. It's another one of these compilation games, but I only did half the games, and I'm planning to do the other half. And then I released this one today. Is the Vectrex is the game console review, and also did a gameplay of Mindstorm. So that was a pretty penny, especially not only the console came with the box. You don't see the box that often, and I love having my console boxes and game boxes. But I got several games with it, so I will be doing more gameplays of that. Mindstorm, what that is a game that's packed into the system. If you look at the console itself, if you look to the right side of it, there's a cartridge slot. So without the any cartridge inserted to it, it plays Mindstorm.
I've heard of that game. I
And
just really haven't looked into it.
what Mindstorm is a asteroid clone, and it looked pretty cool. Didn't have had a different type of graphics. I think they call it vector graphic, where it's all lines and stuff. It's kind of like if someone played the Star Wars arcade game back in the day, with it has a bunch of wired framing stuff. That's what that is vector graphics. So, but I'm definitely gonna do more of those gameplays. Hopefully, this video would pull me out of the rut, because anything I've seen related to the Vectrex been doing very well. So hopefully, with my console review and the gameplay, hopefully it pulls me out of the toilet. So that's pretty much it. I wanted to get into the dildo stuff with the dildos wrestlers, because I was listening to, like I said, Don Tony was going through the lawsuit, and he brought up where he had 3 black dildos for this woman. I was like, oh my God, is that supposed to be the New Day? That's what I mean. Think about it. They're saying, like, the black, the black dildos are the black wrestlers. So, I mean, who else could that be instead the New Day?
Well, Bobby Lashley's black, and who else is black in that company? The Usos technically are.
Yeah.
Well, they're partially black.
Yeah, but
Roman's partially black.
Yeah, but I bet you money if they say, "Hey, name a group a trio group that's black, they would automatically say New Day because you're not going to think about the Bloodline or even the new oh gosh, with Bobby Lashley and his group, because that's pretty much a brand new group. That group only been here for about 6 months, and what that wasn't even there when she was being harassed or assaulted. So I bet money that's got to be the New Day. But I mean, come on. Are you saying you wouldn't have fought that when you would have fought that something else? Then, like, it's outrageous some of the shit you hear through this lawsuit. Like, and think about it, this might not be the end of it. I'm wondering by the time we do LTS, let's say if this news story breaks even further in, are you want to be talking about this during LTS on next Sunday? Or
Maybe not so much because I want to focus on the football game because people are probably going to be people might want to be coming in who maybe can't watch the game and they want some updates and stuff.
Yeah,
I don't really. I mean, we'll be having some off-topic conversation. I just don't want to bring up any serious shit.
That's understandable. That's a good point. Like I was bringing this up about. I mean, I'm thinking if once I get better internet, I kind of almost want to do more of a watch along more often because I enjoyed hanging out with you guys and watching the pay-per-view. It made it more fun.
Yeah.
It's
but I'm saying because with the football game though, you don't want to be talking about freaking sexual allegations and this and that while people are looking for score updates and what's going on in the game.
No, I totally understand. I agree.
I mean, we'll have off-topic conversation about other random shit, but I definitely want to focus on the football game, and hopefully whoever is going to be on, we're not going to be so out of sync where one of us is reacting fucking 2 minutes before the rest of you guys can, like Callan was last week.
Well, that's different. I'll be watching it on the air, watching football. So, but I mean, when you're watching something that's on an app, like it's gonna be different from all users,
I'm watching it on cable television because it's on what is it, Channel 2 or Channel 4? I forgot who's
I don't know, but I'll be watching it on over the air TV.
Yeah, that's what I'm watching.
So there should be no lag. But like if you're watching WWE, I mean that's an app. So I mean everyone's staying on the same frequency. That's going to be damn near impossible,
Yeah, as long as even through broadcast TV, it could still be out of sync, but hopefully it won't be that bad.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's usually like it's even the same household. You'd be watching something, and it'd be like,
and it could be like a half a second off. Yeah, yep.
Or even be like 20 seconds later for in the other room or something like that. And so I think it'd be a lot easier to stay on the same page for the Super Bowl. But I think for future, I wouldn't mind doing more watch along with the pay-per-views though,
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't like to do the wrestling thing all the time, so I wouldn't say I would do that all the time, but it's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to have you join,
especially the fucking B-level pay-per-views. I'm not going to give a shit about watching like a fucking, one of the fucking B-level ones, like Battleground or some shit, or I'm not going to give a fuck about reacting to one of those, but like SummerSlam, WrestleMania. maybe even Money in the Bank, Royal Rumble. I wouldn't mind doing those.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Those
I
are the
don't
big
know,
ones. But I wouldn't fucking
yeah.
care to do it for like a fucking like a Vengeance or a fucking Battleground or whatever the fuck the ones they fucking have these days.
Yeah.
And the
Well,
Elimination
that's,
Chamber, we couldn't do that one anyway because it's going to be on at 4:00 in the fucking morning.
is that real? Are we sure about that though?
Yes, because it's going to be in Australia. Yes, it's going to be live for them. So when they go live for the show, it's going to be live everywhere else and everyone's time zone. Just like remember the last one they did in Australia, they started it at fucking 4:30 in the morning.
I don't remember that, but
And the same
I
thing
know
with
a
that
lot of
one
times.
show they did in Japan. That one they started at 5:00 in the fucking morning. When they did that Beast in the East one and freaking Brock Lesnar squashed Kofi the first time.
Oh gosh. But but we'll see what happens in the future. I think it'd be fun. I just want to try different stuff because I think it makes it more entertaining. But that's pretty much it. We pretty much went for 3 hours.
Yeah, I
Hopefully,
want to go get some food. I'm hungry.
I appreciate everyone coming by, like the Rose, Kratos, and Tex. I appreciate everyone in the chat coming by and saying hi and interacting with us. It was a good show. And I think the Saturday is Raw has been a lot better since one, it's we have some type of topic that we can play off, but I'm not like feel like I'm on the edge, like I need to go to bed. That we can actually have some energy into the shows, you know?
Yeah.
So, well, for you want to go ahead and call it a night and talk and see you next time.
Yep. Next weekend's gonna be big. You got Saturday is Raw, and then we got the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's true. We're gonna be
I
pretty
don't know if I'll be
busy.
doing both next week. I might be because, like I said, my lady friend's gonna be out of town all weekend, so
That's
not
all
like I'll be
right.
talking to her much.
That's all right. I mean,
But like I said,
usually,
I know if you want to have other people on that I don't exactly get along with very well, then we
mm,
can we can interchange weeks. Like I won't be on one week, and then maybe the following week I will be, if that's how you want to do it.
that's possible. I mean, I know I'm not gonna bring names up, but I like to work with other people though too. So, but that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and call it a night. I'm probably gonna eat something and relax. Maybe do a gameplay of
Yeah,
the
that's probably what I'm
veterans.
gonna do. I'm gonna eat
So,
and record.
but you guys have a good day, and we're gonna get the fuck out of here. You guys have a good night.
Good night,
See you.
everybody.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do.